Tonight from Mustang Panthers Stadium in Grapevine, Texas, the regular season concludes with a long-time rivalry in the Battle of the Red Rail between the Grapevine Mustangs and the Colleyville Heritage Panthers.
He's going to be stopped short. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown.
And welcome into the broadcast booth. Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage tonight. Pull down the curtain on this 2024 regular season. It's a game tonight that moved up an hour with the expected rain in the forecast. In fact, that's already hit this area. 72 degrees. You got rain expected till about the 8 o'clock hour tonight. You play under gray, ominous skies, a 10-mile-per-hour wind out of the south. So both these teams are going to have to deal with the conditions. Grapevine comes in winless. Heritage 7-2 overall. And the Panthers will be the number 2 seed out of District 3-5A when the playoffs start next week. Brendan Mustangs have had a challenging season without question. But this is one of those games throughout the record books. And for Grapevine, if anything tonight, trying to pull off the big upset.
Yeah, and maybe it turns out to be cliche when you do say throughout the record books, but you feel like a lot of rights could be made, or a lot of wrongs could be made right based on what happens in this football game. So for Grapevine, they feel like they just still have not put together an entire football game where they feel like they're playing their best. Coach DeBesse talked about it in the coaches show. He's going to talk to you about it as well. There's not a ton that you can take away when you're 0-9, but he wants to continue with this group fighting, and who knows? There's crazy things that can happen on the field, and you never know until you actually kick it off.
It's the final game for this senior group tonight. Guys like Julian Contreras, Ian Hatton on that offensive side. Of course, you've been playing without Bradley Stanier, one of your standouts as a senior defensive end. And but a special group of seniors tonight that would want like nothing more. As you talk about kind of riding the ship, make a lot of wrongs right. This one for those seniors tonight, very special.
Hey, it's almost dangerous because you start naming people and you don't want to leave anybody out. But you think about some of those guys that just epitomize the heart of this team. You think of someone like Julian Contreras on the offensive side, and the last month or so has not run the football as well as he did, or maybe didn't have as much space as he did in previous weeks. But he's still a guy that's a heart and soul of this team. Bradley Stanier was out, several weeks ago, but he's another guy that he's going to walk off this field for the last time, and that's really the main thing that is on the thought process of this coaching staff. Yes, they obviously want to win the game, but they want to send these seniors out in the most positive way that they can.
Well, let's dig into Colleyville Heritage a little bit. Big test in front of this Grapevine defense tonight. Once again, you're going to see a team loaded with some offensive skill kids.
Yeah, it's a really good ball club, and you're second in district and maybe the toughest district in all of Texas football. And if you're second in this district, you're doing that for a reason. They've got a guy at quarterback that can really swing it in Bodie Weaver. He's got over 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns. Nick Wankambi, he is their leading receiver. He's got 3 touchdowns, close to 500 yards. And really you can go up and down that roster. So as you mentioned, they're not going to catch Argyle. Argyle's going to finish in first. They're going to finish there in second place. They've got their eyes set on what's coming up next week.
That's a Grapevine team built around the triple option. They want to run the football. On a night like this, you think that might be a positive for Grapevine, but they've got another big test. Physical front 7 in front of them, and it's led by big number 99.
Well, before we jump into that, you might have heard that in the background. That is the lightning detector. So there's a chance we're not going to start this one right at 6 o'clock. But, that's one of the things that when you go back and you looked at what happened last week against Argyle, that's the thing that jumped out more than anything was just the size difference. Argyle had a left tackle at 6'10", and just towered over some of those guys in the front. So that's really where you can think about the skill positions and guys on the outside. And really, games like this, they can get out of hand because of the disparity in size. So that's going to be the toughest thing for Grapevine to overcome, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see when this game kicks off. Right now, the clock ticking down. We're about 21 minutes out from kickoff. If, in fact, it is a 6 o'clock start, we'll wait and see. But I can tell you this, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium. And when we come back, we'll have a chance to hear from the Mustangs head coach, Bob DeBesse. That's coming up next on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Fall is here and we're clearing out all 2024 floor models to make room for our new 2025 collections.
It's out with the old and in with the new during Stacy's 2024 floor model sale.
Shop casual dining sets perfect for everyday family meals or formal dining rooms guaranteed to level up your holiday celebrations.
This is your chance to take home name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry in today. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Shop the 2024 floor model sale going on now. And remember, you're shopping at Stacy's,
You're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
And welcome back to Mustang Friday night. It is our pregame visit with head coach Bob DeBesse. The Mustangs tonight against Colleyville Heritage. And coach, a season obviously didn't want it to go. It didn't go quite the way you wanted it to. But this is a special senior class and a team that seems like week in, week out, always lined up, going to give you their best, always in the fight. And that starts with your seniors. Talk to us about just that group and how special they are.
Well, first thing for me. Is as I look back, this is my 4th year here at Grapevine, so I came in with these guys. You know, they were freshmen when I came in, so it's kind of a special class for me. But we've had, you know, from Brady Boozer, Thomas Powers, Bradley Stanier, Cale Thompson, Ian Hatton. I mean, you can go through the list of seniors. We've had really good, positive senior leadership, and it's hard to be positive when you're 0-9. It's a struggle. It's hard to do it. Sometimes you got to fake it, you know, and they've done a good job of doing that, to be honest with you. And I talked to them about that. Sometimes you're not going to feel like it, you know, but everybody's looking at you. Everybody's looking at you for, leadership and example. And overall, I think our seniors have been really, really solid in what's been, an incredibly tough season for everybody involved.
What do you feel like their impact is when you look at the underclassmen, the guys that are coming up? You've got a strong freshman class kind of waiting in the wings down there as well. But just in terms of the underclassmen that they've had a chance to set that example for in the midst of an adverse season, what kind of example do you feel like they've set?
I think they've set a great example as far as positivity is concerned. They enjoy being around each other. They enjoy being in the locker room. They enjoy Friday nights with each other. No matter what has happened the previous week, they've found a way to bounce back and give a great effort the following week, and that's not easy to do when you keep coming up short. So I think just the positivity and the way they've conducted themselves, representing Grapevine, going out there and supporting the sub-varsity teams on Thursday nights has been a big deal. That shows the young kids that that we're watching, that they're watching, that they care. So I think, the legacy, once it's all said and done, the legacy of this senior class will be its positivity.
It's always an exciting week when you've got the Battle of the Red Rail tonight. It's Colleyville Heritage. And so take us into practice this week. I got to think that it's not too hard to get up for a game like this.
No, it's a rivalry game, and no matter what level you coach at, rivalry weeks are special. I mean, they're red letter games. And we started off Monday morning, I was kind of gave them a little history of the Red Rail and the Red Rail Trophy and all that, and talked about how special it is and bragging rights, what have you. And we have seen, they have been spirited as far as practice. I will tell you that, I did have to have a short team meeting Tuesday, I guess it was, just to talk about energy, to talk about preparation, to talk about, I asked him after the game to immediately after the game on the turf to not look back. There's nothing we can do about what's in the past, a lot of regrets, but we can't look back. Let's just look forward. Well, we got to make sure that in looking forward, we're looking forward to the game. We're not looking forward to past the game, if that makes sense to you, which is human nature. So by and large, they've been good practices. I'll be awfully disappointed if we don't go out there and play a spirited game and hopefully a clean game.
We come back, we'll get into this matchup on Friday night, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage. More to come with our visit with Coach DeBesse right after this.
The clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Fall is here, and we're clearing out all 2024 floor models to make room for our new 2025 collections.
It's out with the old and in with the new during Stacy's 2024 floor model sale.
Shop casual dining sets perfect for everyday family meals or formal dining rooms guaranteed to level up your holiday celebrations.
This is your chance to take home name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry in today. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Shop the 2024 floor model sale going on now. And remember, you're shopping at Stacy's.
You're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubbs family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubbs Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubbs family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Back on Mustang Friday night as we talk Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage, keys to the game tonight. And Coach DeBesse, we'll start on the offensive side for you. Obviously, Colleyville Heritage, a lot of talent, the return from last year's squad, a lot of experience. Plans to attack them tonight, what do you see as being key?
Well, when you're 10 games in, the game plan doesn't change a whole lot because your talent is what it is, and the things that the kids can do well is what you're going to rely on. First off, offensively, we need to do a better job of controlling the football so we can keep our defense off the field. Our defense has kind of lost their edge a little bit. Some of it has to do with injuries. We need to get our edge back. Part of getting our edge back is not putting them out on the field as much as we have. So being able to somehow get 3.5 to 4 yards and just grind it out and move the chains, it's not sexy, but that's really our best hope for success. We don't have a tremendous amount of explosiveness on offense, so we got to grind things out. That means that you got to do a great job with ball security because defenses want offenses to have to drive the ball because they're going to rely on you screwing up, which is usually what happens, And so the onus is on the offense's back to do a good job of at least, fighting and controlling our share of the line of scrimmage so we can continue to move the chains.
On the defensive side, you talk about the injuries you've had to deal with. Obviously, you lost Bradley Stanier a few weeks back, and that's caused you to have to move some guys around. And you've got another big challenge. Big plays always seem to stand out on that defensive side. You've seen great moments this year from this defensive unit. This Heritage offense, what stands out about them, and what kind of threats do they pose?
Well, the biggest thing that stands out is the explosiveness at the skill positions. Fast out of the backfield, fast on the perimeter as far as receivers are concerned. And a quarterback who's got 9 games under his belt has gotten better, as the year has gone on, and he has the ability to beat you with his arm. They're well coached. Schematically, they do quite a bit, and so that's a challenge, obviously, from a mental standpoint, particularly when you're talking about plugging some kids in there that maybe don't have a lot of experience, even though it's the last game. So, just keeping everything in front of us, man. I mean, that's been our Achilles heel all year long on defense. I think for the most part this year we played pretty solid defense. Like I said, we kind of lost our edge the last couple of weeks. The people we played have had something to do with that. But we got to do a better job of keeping things in front of us.
A big game like this, rivalry type game, special teams always seems to stand out without giving anything away. But do you think maybe some surprises tonight, or some things you try to do in the special teams to pop something?
Yeah, I mean it's a good point, and this is it, and so. I mean, you have some things, you carry some things into the game hoping that they're there. What do we got to lose? You know what I'm saying? And so that also, having things like that in your back pocket, kids enjoy those things too, and kids look forward to those things too. So, there's no reason for us not to hang loose and have fun and see if we can somehow pull a huge upset.
Looking forward tonight. And, Coach, it's been an honor getting a chance to visit with you this year, and looking forward to that upset tonight.
You bet. Appreciate everything y'all do. Thanks.
That is head coach Bob DeBesse. Kickoff is right around the corner here on Mustang Friday night.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubbs family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubbs Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubbs family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
And welcome back to Grapevine as we are getting set for Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage. And as you can see there, we're in a weather delay. There's been lightning in the area, so the field has been cleared. Teams are in their locker rooms. Fans have also left the stadium as well. So what we're going to do in the meantime while we are waiting for things to clear out, we're going to play the Coach's Show, the Coach Bob DeBesse Show from Monday at Rock and Brews. He does it every single week. Here is this week's edition of the Coach DeBesse Show from Rock and Brews as we get set for Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage.
Well, hello, Grapevine Mustangs. Welcome to the Coach DeBesse Show. How are we feeling tonight? Thank you so much for being here, for braving the weather and making it out to Rock and Brews tonight. Can we give a hand for Rock and Brews? This is the third time that we have been here, and it has always been a fantastic experience. Well, we got a great show for you tonight. We had our DNA players that will be here. Also have moms of a couple of seniors that we'll have a chance to talk to as well. But before we get to that, let's bring in the man who the show is named after, Coach Bob DeBesse, who is here. And let's just kind of talk quickly where we're at right now in the season. It was a gauntlet of a schedule that continues on Friday, and it's an Argyle team ranked number 5 in the state for a reason.
Yeah, I think they're deserving of their ranking. I really do. I mean, after seeing them up close, obviously we had a lot of respect for them coming in, and knew what we were up against. They've been the most dominant team in our district this year, and obviously that didn't change on Friday night. So, once again, like I said last week, we're talking about the Timberview game. You can't start without giving them credit. You got to give them credit for executing the way they did. They were real sound schematically. I thought they were well coached. I thought their kids played with class. It's a hell of a football team. I expect them to make a pretty decent run in the playoffs. I'd be surprised if they didn't make a pretty decent run. Unbelievable size. Our guys can attest to that. I saw Miss Gormley had a picture of a still shot of a shot at the line of scrimmage, and it's incredible how big those kids were, and that's kind of where it started for us. We kind of lost it at the line of scrimmage, really on both sides of the ball, and weren't able to establish anything in the run game. And once again, some explosive plays in the passing game, kind of get after us a little bit and put us behind the 8 ball. So, it's what we thought it was going to be as far as the quality of the competition, and we did the best that we could, and our kids fought their tails off, and we just came up pretty short.
What was the message to the team afterwards?
The message to the team immediately after was, we didn't meet Saturday morning, and we usually do meet Saturday morning. And I made the decision during the game that we were not going to meet Saturday morning, because as I watched the game and as I knew schematically what we were going to play this week, I knew that watching the Argyle game was going to do nothing but bring back negative memories, and I didn't want that. And so I made my decision during the game that it would be best for the players if they could get away and take a deep breath. And the last thing I told them was, we're doing this because we're not looking back. We got 1 week left. There's nothing we can do with what's behind us or about what's behind us. So we're not looking back. We have to for this show, but we're not looking back as a team. We're only looking forward. We got one opportunity left. Like I told them this morning, anybody, coaches and players, can fight the battle of 1 week. That was the message.
Well, we'll look forward here in just a second, but I do want to get to those DNA players if we can. There were 4 different players that were honored, I guess you could say, this week, and it's a senior and 3 juniors. So let's start with the senior. Let's start with Brady Boozer, who wins the Discipline DNA Award. Brady, congratulations on the award, the Discipline Award. Why do you feel like that was going to you here this week?
Just being disciplined in my practice. Early on in the season, I was missing a lot of tackles. Gosh. And so focusing on that and trying to minimize how many missed tackles I have, and it's improved each and every game.
I want to talk just about you as an athlete, because know that you're also a baseball player, committed to go play some baseball at the next level. How does baseball help football? Football help baseball, vice versa?
Football helps out baseball a lot because, every play, basically, if you mess up, the whole team can kind of crumble on your mistake. So it gives you the fight to never give up and kind of to go to the next play and look forward instead of behind you. So,
well, congratulations on winning the Discipline Award. Let's give it up for Brady Boozer. Tatum Evans, make your way up here. Tatum wins the Attitude Award. Another talk with you, Tatum. Congratulations on winning that award. And your coach talked to us last week, just kind of fighting through maybe some injuries, fighting through some bumps here and there. How do you feel like that attitude has been so important the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it definitely has. I kind of talked to Coach before the game, and it was kind of just that mentality of having an attitude where we're going to fight no matter what the score is, no matter our record, and, play our hearts out.
And it looks like even when the game's getting down, it's already been decided that fight is still there. How important is that for you to continue to lay that foundation for the program?
Yeah, it's super important because, you never want to see guys giving up because, that just brings the whole morale of the team down. So I'm always trying to pick guys up and encourage them on the sideline.
Well, let's give it up for Tatum Evans. So he wins the Attitude DNA Award. Luke Gormley, come on up. Luke wins the Toughness Award. And yeah, Luke, we've talked quite a bit just about kind of how you're having maybe at times playing inside, outside, having to bounce all the way around. But for you, that toughness, where do you feel like you most personified that this week?
We went into this week. We knew it was going to be a great competition. We definitely was very competitive. And that's just how you get better, is playing good competition. So love doing that. I went out, and 2 games ago, I told the team, I was like, every time you line up in the line of scrimmage, I want you to think about our record, because everybody knows this isn't how we want the season to go. This isn't how we expected the season to go. And we have something to fight for, and I think that's good for us to keep in mind.
Yeah, you obviously in your junior season going to be here next year. What is that foundation that you do want to lay, knowing that, hey, we've got another chance, at least you and 2 other guys that are here today have a chance next year to really do something special. So what is that foundation that you want to lay?
I'm excited for next year. I think it's great that we are blessed to have a young team. I think that I was talking to Coach Willie today and some of the other linebackers. We have a really young front 7 with Bradley out with an injury. We have Lucas stepping in, and for the past 4 games, we've had either sophomores or juniors playing in the D-line and the linebacker roles. So I think we'll just really be able to build on what we're working on right now for next year, and it'll give us an advantage for next year. So I'm excited for that.
Well, we're excited to see it on Friday and then see it next year as well. Let's give it up for Luke Gormley, everybody. Winning the Toughness Award. And then finally, Cooper Towery winning the Fight DNA Award. Congratulations, Cooper. And the Fight Award. That's a big one to win. Why do you feel like that one was yours this week?
Pretty much the same every week. You just keep fighting every play, no matter what position you're in or what they ask you to do. And, the outcome's not what we wanted, but
know that you want to finish the season strong. Obviously, a rivalry game coming up on Friday, but you heard Tatum speak, you heard Luke speak, thinking about how that group of guys, that core that is going to come back. Kind of the same question that we asked Luke. What is it that you want to lay what's the foundation? What do you want this group next year to be remembered for?
I think we'd rather be remembered for, instead of 0-10 or 0-9 or anything of our record, that we kept fighting no matter what our record was or what adversities we were brought to with.
Well, excited about the future with you guys, and let's give it up for Cooper Towery, who wins the Fight DNA Award this week. We got some good special guests that will be here, and we're going to have Coach Bob DeBesse introduce our guests for us.
Let me just say before we introduce our special guest, next Wednesday morning, Brady Boozer is going to be in the MAC, and he'll have his national signing date with Navarro College, okay? So it'd be great if be awesome if we could have some fan support for that. But just again, thanks to all these guys. We've had a little bit of a common theme this year. This is not their first rodeo, a lot of these guys. And like the juniors were talking about, that bodes well for the future. I mean, 3 of the 4 are not only outstanding players, outstanding people, but they're coming back, and that's great news for Grapevine. Special guest. This is a little different, but I thought it might be insightful. First off, we have Bergen Weir. Bergen, why don't you come up? And Thomas Powers, would you come up? Now, what you guys don't know is you're going to give your seats up to your moms when they come up here. But we're going to have Kristen Powers, Thomas's mom, Amy Weir, Bergen's mom, come up and talk about, let's give them a hand. Come up and talk about a mom's perspective on this being their son's last high school football game?
Well, when Coach asked if we would be available, I said we would, but we would be crying. So we're doing our best to hold it back. I will say, this is my 4th year as being a mom in the program. And what I've seen from my son and his friends and how they've grown, not only into really strong young men, but just their brotherhood and their friendship. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And so I know that Friday is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for us. It's going to be really tough for the boys. It's the last time they're putting their pads on. And that, somebody said that to me last year, and it has stuck with me. And we're really proud of you. And thank you for picking me to be your mom. And a friend of mine who's a freshman mom who happens to be here today made a really good point. There will be no Team 106, 107, 108 without these guys on Team 105. So thank y'all, because your leadership has shown, and we really appreciate it, and what you're doing for the younger kids as well. I'm proud of you.
I just thought, okay. Well, this is not my first kid to put through the football program. I have an older one as well. And so I have a little bit of perspective about letting them go into the next phase of life. It is really, really hard, but I have seen through letting the first one go how the brotherhood that they learn in football just really helps set them up for success in life. I've been watching this one play football since he was, 7. So yes, Friday is going to really, really be hard.
I want to know about just your relationship with the athlete, like on game day. What's the tradition? Are you real silent? Are y'all talking? Is there advice given? What's it like on game day with you and your son?
Well, in all my years of playing football, I don't give a lot of advice because I've never put on pads. But we do write notes to the boys on Thursday or on the day before game day and try to give encouragement and, truth and scripture over them so that they know that we're praying for them and that we're praying for their safety and for their success and for them to learn. But I do bring him lunch every Friday before his game day.
I'm not that good of a mom. I don't bring the lunch. His dad is a better dad than I am. So true, right? I will say that as a sub-varsity parent, I remember looking forward to the day that I was going to be able to go to Polish and Pray and do team dinner the night before a game, because I think it's really something that not every parent gets to experience, and definitely not every program or district supports. And I am grateful for that. And I hope they actually read the cards that we put in their locker. But we put a lot of thought and prayer behind it. And that's what's the best thing that we can do as a mom, is just to let them know that we are there behind them no matter what.
First of all, I feel bad because I feel like every question I ask is just trying to get you to cry. And I swear I'm not. I promise you I'm not. Right. But I know it's hard to maybe put a snapshot onto what this program means, but if you do have that one snapshot or that one moment when you think back, like what is the moment or the moments that are going to stand out to either one of you the most when you think back on your time with Grapevine?
My first Moms 101 is going to be my memory that I take with me forever, because it gave me the perspective that these coaches are pouring into our kids. It's not about being good football players. It's about coaching them and leading them to be really strong men. And at that moment I said, I want my kids to be part of this. And so that's always going to sit with my heart. And it's always my favorite night. I'm probably still going to show up even if I don't have a kid in the program, but that's not weird. It's fine.
If I had to think of one thing, when we walk down onto the field after the game to congratulate or to hug, whatever we're doing, especially this year, just seeing Bergen's position coach, Coach Hyde, like encouraging and giving a big hug. And I don't know, I think that what they've fed into these boys to become men has just been extraordinary. And like I said, having 2 kids go through, and that's 3 different head coaches that I've had boys play under. It's been the same for all those 8 years. And so it's just been really spectacular.
We'll end with this. Thinking just back on the program, what do you feel like is maybe the thing that you're going to miss the most? Maybe it is Mom 101, but what are the things that you're going to miss the most about maybe just the football season in general when it comes up next year?
You're trying really hard.
I know, and I
call you
sorry.
Oprah. Polish and pray is a big one. I do not take that for granted that we get to go on government land basically and pray for our kids. I'm gonna miss my seats in the stands. I'm gonna you're still getting them next I know why there's lots of little Mustangs coming up that I'll come cheer for. I know my husband's gonna miss Breakfast of Champions, just the traditions that are really firm. I'm gonna miss tailgating with I've made my best friends through this program. And so anyway, your turn.
Thanks. I agree. I think where I got really emotional last year driving down 26 and seeing an empty stadium after we lost in that playoff game. And I thought, I need to really soak it in and be present next year. And so I've done my best. I'm not always great at it, but I think I'm going to miss everything that is the Friday night game. From tailgating, from watching our boys compete, from ringing our cowbells to going down on the field afterwards and either celebrating or just giving them a hug and telling them that we're proud of them. I mean, that's been something that I will always cherish.
Well, let's make some noise for Christian and Thomas Powers, as well as Amy and Bergen Ware. Thank you all so much. And we'll bring Coach DeBesse up, and we'll run through a little bit of film.
This is in the first series of the game. Argyle took it down and eventually scored, but this is a really good job by 2 guys in the room right now. Tatum Evans up top at the defensive end spot and Luke Gormley down here at the bottom at the inside linebacker spot. They both escape blocks and make a real physical play down there close to the goal line. I think it was Luke was saying, we are playing some really young people, some people that probably aren't ready to play in the defensive line right now because of injuries. Hopefully Michael Utorka's back this week and we can go ahead and solidify that a little bit. But that's been a little bit tough. Great play by Linnell Randolph here. Linnell did not have a stellar game by any stretch, but this was a good play on his part. Okay. Good job of Luke Hecht. Cooper Towery coming in here in a bad mood, but that's not an easy play to stop. They do a really good job of running it. Their receivers are huge. It's hard to get off those blocks. So that's a nice job of not just stopping it, but getting a negative yardage play on a quick screen out there. Okay. This is good. I wanted to put this in to show, this is a well-coached team. I mean, this is a good scheme schematically right here. They just threw a now screen out here. Now they're going to pump it to the back. Okay. Which causes our guys to hesitate a little bit. Our safety gets out of whack and they run right by us right here. So, give them credit. Good scheme. They set it up pretty good with the screen earlier as well. Another lost yardage play as far as a running game is concerned. This is Cooper sneaking through and being physical. Cooper's not the biggest, especially when you're talking about comparing him to that offensive line. But nobody plays harder. Nobody plays more physical than he does. I can promise you that. Tatum falling in on it as well. Let me see if this is this. Okay, look at that shot. Look at the center, the left guard, and the left tackle. They're all pretty big dudes. Right tackle. The only guy that doesn't quite fit is the right guard. He's the runt of the group. Okay, here's a play offensively, and once again for the second week in a row, it's Cooper Towery carrying the ball offensively. Okay, really good effort on his part. I'll show you from the end zone right here because you can see Argyle's defensive end tries to what we call spill the play. He tries to spill it, okay, by taking out our blockers right there. So that makes it tough for Cooper to find a gash in there in the C gap like he wanted to, and then he bounces outside, almost trips over Ian, but does a heck of a job getting positive part of yardage. He's been a really integral part of our offensive attack over the last couple of weeks. Okay, another good play in the running game. Okay, if you look at Tatum again, okay, you look at Thomas Powers down here being physical. Okay, setting the edge. You look at Brady Boozer stepping up, being ready to go. If Tatum doesn't make that play, Brady's ready to make the play right there because we're playing pretty good gap sound defense right there. But again, just take a look at the size of the left tackle right here. 6'10" is what he's listed as. There's a good shot of it right there. But look what Tatum does to him. Jacks him up. All right, so a little football 101 here. Okay, we got a blitz coming off both edges. Okay, Thomas is coming off the front side because the quarterback's opening to Thomas's side. Okay, and then we got a guy coming off the backside. The guy off the backside, when the quarterback turns his back to you, you're taught to run to the upfield shoulder so he can't roll out, and we lose containment. Okay, you can't run to the near shoulder. You got to run to the upfield shoulder. So he can't, so you can fence him and you can force everything back to your help inside. So we got a problem here because we got a quarterback running on the loose. And then I'll draw your attention to our corner up there who is in man coverage. Man coverage. So when you're in man coverage, you don't care about what's going on. You don't care about what's going on with all the other 20 guys on the field. All you care about is what is your guy doing. That's called keeping your eyes on your luggage is what that's called. Keeping your eyes on your luggage. Well, look where his eyes are. His eyes are staring back at the quarterback. Well, that's not very good when you're in man coverage because now that guy's got a chance to beat you. So give him credit, but again, kind of shot ourselves in the foot on that one right there. All right, now, this play is called 22 Naked H Sail. We were pretty good at the nakeds the other night, okay? Ian Hatton had a huge night just running this little flat route right here. Jalen Holmes did a really good job of progression reading. Ian did a really good job after the catch. This is a nice move in the open field. And again, those are pretty good football players he's making his moves on. Okay, so you're going to see that several times. You're going to see that several times before these highlights are done. Ian catching the ball in the flat off a misdirection. So this is the exact same play, basically the exact same action that Argyle just scored on. That I was talking about. Heck of a move right there in the open field. All right, get a little fumble here. Okay, drop back, good pass rush, flush him out of the pocket. Not only good pass rush, but nowhere to go. Okay, and I'll get it to this angle so you can see what happens right here. Quarterback doesn't protect the ball. He keeps it loose, and then one of those 6'10" long-armed linemen knocks the ball out right there. Okay, so that's the disadvantage of being tall and long right there. But then Cooper's Johnny on the spot right there. Okay, so defense gives our offense great field position right there inside the 25-yard line. Unfortunately, we missed a field goal, and so we weren't able to put any points on the board there, okay? Pretty good run right here by Julian. But the reason I really put this one on is I want you to watch our offensive line. This is very well blocked right here, okay? We kind of lose it a little bit at the right tackle, but from Spencer Williams to Mason Tatum to Bergen Weir to Taden Sneed all the way to the left tackle spot right there. This is a fantastic job of moving the front, and I'll show you from the end zone. Good job of Julian pressing to the front side, which is to the right of the screen, pressing to the play side, pressing. Then what he does is we call this riding the wave. He rides the wave until the wave bypasses, and then he sticks his foot in the ground and gets vertical. Okay, but that's a very well executed play by our offense and offensive line in particular against a good group. Okay, here comes the same play you just saw, but watch Jalen here. This is a really nice job. Okay, the flat defender kind of covers Ian. There's really nowhere to go. So now Jalen is taught to run with the ball, but then the flat defender drops off, and he just kind of basketball passes it over him, and Ian catches it, makes a big run afterwards. Ian's got some speed when he gets going. That's a really good play by Jalen right there, and a heads-up play by Ian also. All right, Z switch. Okay, so this is our outside receiver releasing inside, running through the safety, and Ian's releasing outside, running to the outside third right there. The corner falls back inside with our wide out, and Ian's running wide open down the sideline. Good job of Jalen getting it off after we had a bust by our running back. Should be blocking the end coming off the edge right there. Good physical run by Ian after the catch. So we did find some things in the passing game to at least to allow us to move the football a little bit. Couldn't find much in the run game, unfortunately. They had a lot to do with that. Okay, this is a play action pass off of our power look, which we run in short yardage quite a bit. Ian's on a corner route. Julian's releasing to the flat, so he's got a high-low right here. They drop back to Ian. Nobody on Julian right there. Good job by Jalen getting it to him. And Julian getting in the end zone. Okay, another negative rush right here. This is Cedric Hicks, okay? Again, Luke talked about the young sophomores playing. Cedric kind of bounces back and forth between nose guard and defensive end, and this is him up top trying to maintain leverage right there. He actually steps in the B gap and then shoots up the field and makes a really good solo tackle right there. Cedric's going to be a really, really, really good player. There's not a better kid on the team, not a more conscientious kid on the team either. Really good play by him. All right, so this is really this will feature some of the guys in this room. Tatum holding the edge right here. Okay, Thomas again forcing the issue from the outside. Not a lot of headlines in what Thomas is doing, but he allows Brady to come from his middle of the field safety position to make that play. So if you go back to the wide, initially it looks like there might be a little bit of a gash right there. It looks like there might be a little bit of a gash, but I'll show you the end zone. You can see Tatum holds his own on the big 6'10" kid again. Okay, Cooper's in the vicinity. Powers fences it, and then here comes Brady downhill to make the play. And I want to echo what Brady said. You know, he did have a tough time early on. We all had a tough time early on tackling. Nobody's done a better job of improving his tackling, his open field tackling, than Brady Boozer, which is not an easy thing to do when you're isolated in the open field like he is. Thomas Powers is the man in the right place at the right time. How many times have we seen this? How many you got? 3? 2. Well, let's say you got 3. How about that? You got 2. You got 2. That's big time, right? That's big time, right where he's supposed to be, eyeing the quarterback. Quarterback thinks he had no idea what kind of vertical jump Thomas had right there. See that? He had no idea. There you go. That's big time. Big time stop in the red zone. Huge stop in the red zone. Anytime you can do that and you get a chance to, oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Let's do it. Yes. Hold it. Let's watch that vertical again. Yes. All right, here we go. Another naked. All right. Really good run here by Ian. Look, watch the move right here. It's a heck of a move in the open field for a big kid. That's a pretty smooth athlete right there. Good help by Ryland going right there. Pretty good hit afterwards. Not great ball security, though. We're going to have to get on for that. Oh, look at that ball security. Or lack of. All right, and I put this one in. It's the same play, but this is a different kid. This is DJ Wright. DJ Wright is a senior for us. DJ Wright shows up to work every day, smile on his face, leaves with a smile on his face, doesn't complain. All he does is work, do his job, and he's a great teammate. And he had a nice little run here. Didn't make the first down, but he had a nice little run making the first guy miss right there. So there's another senior we're going to miss, another senior we'd love to send out with a big week. Okay, those are the highlights. Thank you, Ms. Powers and Ms. Weir, for doing that. I know that was not easy, but y'all were awesome, and it speaks to the program and how special Grapevine is. It also speaks to Texas high school football and how special Texas high school football is and how lucky we are to be able to be a part of it.
You know, we're going into a big week, the rivalry week to end the regular season. But before we look at that, when you just hear what those senior moms are saying, and when you go into the last week, I know you talked to us last week about all I think about is these seniors and some of them having their last opportunity. So what does go through your mind here this last week as you do prepare for the final game of the season?
Well, it is about the seniors, and I've told the team that. I've told the team that after the game Friday night. We talked about it again this morning. You know, it's all about the seniors this year. I asked the seniors, I'm pointing over here because we got 3 of them. I said what one of the moms said, I think Ms. Power said, I encourage them to take a step back and take it all in, because there's a lot of things they'll do this week that literally it will be the last time in their life that they do it, you know. And there's nothing like high school football. Certainly, having recruited all over the country, there is nothing like Texas high school football, I can promise you. Any state can say what they want to. There's nothing like Texas high school football. And so everything we do this week is geared towards trying to help these seniors go out with a great memory. And that's what it should be about.
Well, we got the Red Rail Week and Colleyville Heritage on Friday. Tell us the importance of this week and then the scouting report on what we're going to see on Friday.
Yeah, well, rivalry weeks are always special. There's always a little extra in rivalry weeks. Anything can happen in rivalry games, and usually do. This one dates back to 1996. It wasn't called the Red Rail Rivalry until 2006, and that's when the Traveling Trophy started. Right now, Colleyville, I think, has 16 wins, 15 or 16 wins. We've got 13 wins in the series. We last won in 2022. It's not just Friday night. We got a triple header at Mustang Stadium on Thursday night, and it's a big deal for those guys too, as far as bragging rights. So it's a healthy rivalry. We've got great communities, but it is one of those nights when the communities do split, you know, and take a tremendous amount of pride in their programs. You know, Colleyville is right now in the standings, the second best team in the district. They're 7-2 overall, 6-1 in district. They're only lost to Argyle. Calling card is defense. You know, they got 9 of the 11 back from last year. Everybody's experience at this point now going through 9 games, but a lot of experience back on defense, explosive skill players on offense. So really a complete team. And, you know, preseason predictions had them where they're at right now. So they've kind of lived up to the hype. But again, you know, anything can happen in a rivalry game. I've asked the kids to low key it as far as social media is concerned. I've asked them to low key it as far as getting baited into anything that would disrespect our opponent or disrespect the game, really. I just want a good, clean, hard fought ball game, and, you know, may the best team win.
Well, hopefully that's the Mustangs on Friday night, and hope to see y'all.
Well, a game that was scheduled to start at 7 o'clock tonight, they moved it up to 6 with the weather coming in. We had a thunderstorm roll through, lightning delay, and after close to a 30-minute delay, we're going to have football. Grapevine, Colleyville Heritage is the battle of the Red Rail, the 29th edition between these two teams. Take a look at the team captains right now, and probably the most surprising guy you see out there. How about that, number 43, Bradley Stanier, coming out suited up.
Yeah, we'll see if that's, you know, ceremonial for him in his final game or his final night as a senior here with Grapevine. But either way, it's just really nice to see him back on the field, and you hope that he's able to get out there tonight.
Looks like the Mustangs have won the toss, and they are going to take the football. Bob DeBesse says, we want the ball. We're going to see Jalen Holmes in his Grapevine offense against the Colleyville Heritage team that 7-2 on the season. They've locked up the number 2 spot in District 3 5A. Grapevine 0-9, as we talked about in the pregame. You can throw the records out tonight as the Mustangs and lay it all on the line. And it starts with a guy they bring out there in Stanier as a team captain. Well, we'll get ready to send it down to the field. Mustang Panthers Stadium. They've brought the fans back in. It's a great environment for high school football here in early November. 72 degrees, cool, crisp evening, and let's go downstairs for tonight's national anthem. The Battle of the Red Rail dates back to 2006, and two teams that have played some epic games over the past 19 years finished the regular season tonight. Grapevine's got upset on their minds. Colleyville Heritage looking to go into next week's playoffs on a high note. We're glad you're with us. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith on a gorgeous night here at Grapevine as finally this rain has moved out. We're ready. It feels like high school football here in early November. Mustangs trying to avoid just their fifth losing season, their fifth season in which they've not won a game in their 105-year history. They're 0-9 coming in tonight. Heritage on the other end of that, a great season at 7-2 under head coach Jerry Edwards. They will be the 2 seed in the bi-district round of the playoffs next week. So the final game for this group of seniors, we're going to see the Grapevine Mustangs get the football first here to begin this first quarter. Mustangs won the toss. They received. Grapevine decked out in all white tonight. Colleyville Heritage tee it up as you take a look at that special teams unit up front for Grapevine. And the win tonight will play a factor as well. Grapevine's going to have the win to their back. So for kicker Ryan Zuckert, he is going to kick into at least a 10-mile-per-hour wind, and at times looks like it'll be a crosswind. Take a look at Zuckert, who is 30% of his kicks have been for touchbacks. He would really have to get into one here for it to be a touchback. Grapevine should have a chance to return it. Boozer and Stewart back to receiving. Zuckert puts toe in the leather, and how about that? Sends it into the end zone, and Boozer takes that touchback. And here comes that Grapevine offense. Take a look at Mustangs playing offensively across that front line. Taden Steed, Daniel Campos, the tackles. Bergen Weir, Spencer Williams, the guard. And then Will Mason is the center. The wideouts that you're going to see, Rylan Goen, Kel Thompson, Luke Stewart. And then the tight end, big Ian Hatton at 6'1", 210. Of course, the running back, Julian Contreras, who's closing in on 1,000 yards. Contreras needs 92 yards tonight to get to 1,000, and all revolves around junior quarterback Jalen Holmes.
And Jalen Holmes, he's done a really good job the last few weeks of running this offense. You haven't gotten a ton of results, only scoring 7 points last week against Argyle, but he has looked more comfortable here in this last half of the season.
On first down and 10 for the Mustangs, Holmes with an option. They toss it, ball's on the turf, and that may be the kind of night it is. A slick football on the turf, and Contreras falls on it. Not the start Bob DeBesse was looking for, and a loss of 7. Well, up front for the Colleyville Heritage Panthers, it all revolves around number 99, Evan Nayeta. Big defensive tackle there in the middle. They run a 4-3 physical group. Middle linebacker in Madden Williams, Darian Lloyd, the team's leading tackler, Dax Hebison, as well. So this is a physical front seven you're going to see tonight.
A team that's already got that number 2 seed in the district locked up behind Argyle. So right now they're just playing for that rivalry.
Second long. Mustangs behind the chains. Play clock down to 2. And the give is to Contreras. Off left tackle, there's just nothing there. Great push up front from that Heritage defensive front line.
That's really been the biggest change in this offense over the last 4 games or so, is that Julian Contreras has not had space to run the football up the middle. It has just been very difficult once you got into this part of the schedule against the likes of Timberview and Argyle for him to get going. So hopefully that can change. We've seen a few more from some of the secondary backs over the last couple of weeks. In fact, one in there right now.
3rd and forever here for Grapevine.
And Sanchez in the backfield.
They've got to get to the 35. Holmes with 3 wides, and the tight end, the H-back, is Hatton up top. Motions a man out, the young freshman Graham. They set up a screen looking for blockers. They may have some room here. Up the seam, look out, Grapevine, a chance to score. Can he take it to the house? Boozer down the sideline. Mustangs strike first on the screenplay. Holmes to Boozer.
Well, it's hard to start a rivalry game much better than that. You mentioned it, 3rd and a mile. But they set that up, and that was designed perfectly. And then Brady Boozer just turned on the Jets. He was nearly caught by Hayden West, but he stays alive for the touchdown. And what a start here for the Mustangs.
Cade Moreland now for the extra point. He puts it through, and Grapevine has got a 7-0 lead. Take a look at Boozer here, and a big-time run on that screenplay, and the blocking was there for Brady.
And it all starts with the design. You let the linemen come through, and then you've got 3 or 4 guys out in front, and that's just speed from Boozer. You got the secondary on his heels, and he is able to take that to the house. That is a big moment, and one of those exciting, explosive moments that you have not seen over the last couple of weeks for Grapevine.
You're going to see Brady Boozer on the defensive side, one of those two-way starters, who is starting his 20th straight game tonight. So it'll be Boozer who will be in that secondary for Grapevine. A 6-0 lead. I believe it was 7-0 lead. They've got some issues with the scoreboard right now. I believe more than hit that extra point. It should be 7-0. They're having some issues here with the scoreboard. Unless I'm wrong, tell me. I thought he made it.
He did.
He did.
He
Okay,
did.
now
They fixed it. Yeah, we had some issues. In fact, I think there's some connection issues as well. With we have no down or distance on our scoreboard. Here you see Boozer, how close he came to getting tripped up. Able to stay alive, tiptoe into the end zone.
Cade Moreland now will tee it up. 2 deep here for Colleyville Heritage at around the 15-yard line. Bryson Burgess is up top. Now they move up to about the 20. See if Moreland, where he hits this one. He's got the wind to his back.
Well, where he's set up now, looks like an onside.
So we got a little pooch kick. It's going to come down at the 34-yard line. Sliding after that catch is Dax Hebison. Well, here is the Grapevine defensive 11 tonight, that unit. And you wondered, you saw Bradley Stanier take the field. He is going to be on that sideline, the K-State commit, but you couldn't keep him out of a uniform tonight. Tatum Evans has taken over for Stanier. He's taken from an inside linebacker, moved down to a defensive end. Andres Garcia is along with Cedric Hicks. It's a young defensive front. Those two right there, Garcia, Hicks, are sophomores. The linebacking core is a veteran group. Towery, Yatorka, Gormley, and Powers. The only senior there is Powers. And then the secondary, Davis and Randolph on the edges. McKay and Boozer are the safeties on 1st down and 10 for Bodie Weaver and the Heritage offense. They go to the ground. He's strung out. A great job defensively there by Grapevine. That front 7 and the tackle made by Luke Gormley.
And Coach DeBesse talked a lot about trying to contain this offense, and he mentioned it in the pregame talk with you. He felt like this team had lost their edge defensively. Luke Gormley's a big leader on this club. He's in his junior season, and keep this field keep this speedy offense from getting outside breaking containment. And on first down, that was a really good job from this defense.
2nd down and 8 after the pickup of 2. Weaver's going to go to the air. Here comes the rush. Has time, throws. The pass is caught on the near sideline, and the catch made just inbounds by Blake Windler, a tight end that's typically used in the red zone, but he makes that catch there to move the chains.
Yeah, getting a chance to see Weaver back there throw the football just a little bit. With over 1,500 yards, those 16 touchdowns that he's got this season. He's a good-looking quarterback in his junior season.
It's a balanced offensive attack for Colleyville Heritage. They average 328 yards a game. On 1st down and 10, this is to the ground. And a strong push as that one gets up to about the 47 on the carry from Bryce Abram.
Abram, the team's leading rusher. There's a couple of guys that are close to 500 yards. It's Abram with 507. Jared Wiley's got 492. So really a true two-headed attack here for Colleyville Heritage.
So pick up a 4, now 2nd down and 6. Grapevine brings those linebackers up close to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 6. They go back to the ground. They get around Hicks, and there's some room there for Wiley as he gets the first down, moves the pile. He's to the 38-yard. I say Wiley. That was Abram again. This time off right tackle, and the Panthers are on the move.
Yeah, Hicks had the good penetration, but he got there a split second too late, and you had the back, and Abram was able to break outside, get into the secondary.
A ball at the 38 of the Mustangs now on 1st down and 10. The quarterback, Bodie Weaver. Operate with 3 wides. They've got an H-back up top, and now they motion Abram out. Here's Weaver on the quarterback keeper. It opened up for him. Look out. Weaver's dangerous inside the 20, and he's down to the 10. Carries tacklers to the 7.
Yeah, it's a really impressive run. He had 60 rush yards last week on 8 attempts, but you saw him in the open field. Now, this is a design quarterback run. He reads that initial hole really well, and then it's all about making guys miss. Makes Powers miss. He's able to sneak by there and get inside the 10. And both student sections are into it early on.
Yeah, Heritage on the ground, tackle from behind. Great pursuit from the backside that time. And it came from the safety and Carlos McKay, and a gain of a couple to the 5.
Luke Gormley also there to make the play. And along with McKay. You know, Gormley's another guy, too, that has had to see some time there on the defensive inside with Bradley Stanier out of the game, or out for the season. Carlos McKay also getting involved in that action.
They go to the pistol here on 2nd and goal at the 5. Abram in behind Weaver. The give is to Abram. Escapes one man, but the pursuit kept on coming, and it was McKay again who made that tackle. Back close to the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 9. It's going to set up a 3rd down and goal from the 9-yard line.
I love seeing that from the secondary. McKay coming up. There's the initial contact here that is made by Tatum Evans, and he slows him down enough, and then that's not an easy tackle for Carlos McKay. You got a running back coming at you. He's able to absorb the contact and make it 3rd and goal from inside the 10.
This is almost right at the 10-yard line. 4 wides here for Weaver. Mustangs bringing the heat. They pick it up. Weaver's got time. Now steps up into the pocket. He's dangerous here. Running to his right. Breaks a tackle at the 5, and he's into the end zone. And the Panthers respond with a touchdown drive, and now the extra point to look to tie it.
And you can see the extracurricular right there also. Bodie Weaver playing innocent with hands up right there, but he had plenty to say to that Grapevine secondary as he was able to plow his way through for a touchdown, and that drive happens clearly because of the feet of Bodie Weaver.
Well, now they set it up, a 2-point conversion, little toss here, cutting up inside, and the Panthers have got the lead. That toss play to Hebeson, and he found the seam, and Heritage comes back after the touchdown drive by Grapevine. They answer, and they've got an 8-7 lead here in our first quarter. Brought to you by Stacy Furniture. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
to see if the ball gets blocked. If it doesn't get blocked.
Well, we said we could throw out the books in this one. And almost 6 minutes into it, we've got some offensive fireworks both sides. You had the 81-yard touchdown pass, Jaden Holmes to Brady Boozer, and then Heritage comes right back. They score a touchdown, 10-yard run by Bodie Weaver, and then Hebeson with a 2-point conversion, and it's an 8-7 Heritage lead.
And I think the thing to watch now, as this will be another fair catch called, but the thing to watch is this rivalry game. Tempers started to flare already, and personally for me, I love that in my sports. A little good sports hate, that's what it's all about in my mind. So love that. Obviously want to keep it within the rules for both of these teams and see them come out there and compete, but that's going to be something to keep an eye on as this ball game continues.
Here comes that Grapevine offense back onto the field at the 25-yard line. Jalen Holmes, his longest touchdown pass of the year on the screenplay. 81 yards on a 3rd down and 16.
Well, he probably threw about 10 yards towards the sideline, about 2 yards forward on that pass.
Yeah, Boozer's lined up in the slot. Here they come on 1st down. On the option, they string it out, and Contreras tackled at the 22 and a loss of 3, and they were waiting for number 23.
Yeah, Jalen held on to that football as long as he could, but a really good job by that Panther defense to be able to track things down here.
So back at the 22-yard line, here comes Jalen Holmes and company. Bob DeBesse, second-year head coach, runs that triple option, 38 years in the college coaching ranks. On a 2nd down and 14 for Grapevine. Holmes with Contreras lined up in the pistol. He got 2 H-backs. No run that play clock down. They snaps it with 4 seconds. Give to Contreras, just looking for any kind of space, and not much there. That front 4 right now for Heritage holding up, and it'll be a 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, I know that they just had the 81-yard touchdown on 3rd and 16, but obviously being this far behind the chains is not the recipe for success moving forward. So you want to see Julian Contreras get some they tried to get him around the outside, then tried to cut it right back there up the middle, but another 3rd and long that you just can't make a habit of getting into these in this ball game against Colleyville Heritage.
Stewart out wide, top left. Kel Thompson comes to the near side. Hatton is the H-back as they have 2 backs in the backfield on 3rd down and 12 for Holmes. Run the option left and the toss outside. Ryland going, not much there. Big hit right over there, that sideline. Hebeson again, who's all over the field. Made that tackle, and Grapevine will have to punt.
Yeah, so really, outside of one play, it has been tough sledding for Grapevine. Now, that one play was massive, but here you come out and immediately lose 3 yards, have to give the football right back to the Panthers.
Man back at about the 45 of Heritage. Holmes, who's the quarterback, doubles as the team's punter. They bring the heat, and Holmes gets away a dandy kick. This time a knuckleball that nearly hit him. That takes a Grapevine roll down inside the 35. It was Bryson Burgess who nearly had that one hit him. So Heritage is going to have decent field position to start this drive. And our Stacy Furniture first quarter, they'll have it. And they'll mark this, see, at their own 36-yard line.
And really, this is where you want to see that defense take that stand, that edge that Coach Bob DeBesse talked to you about in the pregame conversation. And to make that statement that, hey, it wasn't a fluke that we jumped out early, we're here to actually provide a little bit of resistance. And so this is going to be a really key drive in making that statement.
On 1st down, handoff. On that right side, this is the first time we've called Jared Wiley's name. We talked about his numbers a moment ago. They've got a 2-headed monster in the backfield, really 3 with what you saw from Bodie Weaver in the ground game that first drive. It's a pickup of 6. The biggest offensive weapon that they're missing is Braden Blewett. He was one of the top receivers in the state of Texas last year. Was off to a great start this season. Went down with an injury in the 4th game of the year, so that is a huge loss for Heritage that they will not have in the playoffs. 2nd down and 4. Here for Weaver. On the give. And a good job again by that Grapevine defense. Tatum Evans there to make the tackle along with Cooper Towery. They're going to be about a yard short of the 1st down.
And those are 2 guys that are going to be senior cornerstones of this team next year. And Evans, and there you see Cooper Towery, not just the linebacker listed as a running back, but goes in as the Wildcat quarterback. He's had some success the last couple of weeks doing that.
This is a young defensive unit, particularly up front. You got Evans, the junior, and then the two sophomores in Garcia and Hicks. Third down and short, and close to the first down marker. He's got it. Jared Wiley off right tackle. They'll move the chains.
Well, that was a weird play because it looked like Weaver ended up handing off the ball with the wrong hand. He turned to his right. Normally you're seeing the quarterback hand it off with his left hand, but it looked like he had to reach out with the offhand to hand it off, and they picked up the first down.
At the 47 now, Heritage on the move, leading 8-7. Weaver, all sorts of room on the outside. Great decision there by the quarterback. There is a penalty marker, though. A good chance this might be coming back. The penalty back at around the 45, which would tell you it's in the area of holding.
Yeah, so a big break there for the Mustangs. That was just where you didn't have anybody spying the quarterback. And we've already seen Weaver's ability to take off and run, and there was nobody on that right side of the field. And so luckily, it wasn't what was going to be close to a first down. Instead, it's that 10-yard penalty, and it's 1st and a mile.
That wind really picking up as Heritage goes into the teeth of the wind. Again, the handoff and tough running that time from Jared Wiley. He's to the 43.
And that play forcing Wiley back up the middle, that was made possible by Cooper Towery taking up that block from the left tackle. He was able to absorb that block, keep the containment inside, and keep that to a minimal gain on first down.
It's at the 43. They're going to mark him back at the 40. So Weaver sets his troops, 3 wides, and the running back. And Wiley, we saw Abram on the first drive. We see Wiley now on this drive in the backfield. Weaver's going to throw. They're going to set up a screen. And it is that running back again in Wiley, and this time a good job defensively by Grapevine to rally to the football. They weren't fooled on the screen. It's a 3rd and long.
Lonnell Randolph ends up making that play. And once again, it was Cooper Towery who was the first one there, and just sort of slowing down that back or that receiver when he's coming out of the backfield and allowing your teammates to rally to the football and makes it 3rd and long.
Yeah, trips to the top side. Here comes Grapevine with the heat. Weaver rolling out. Got room now, pointing, looking. Takes off and runs, and Weaver's doing it with his legs right now. Another first down that the senior quarterback moves the chains.
That's really, really difficult because all you can say is that's just a quarterback making a play. Outstanding coverage down the field. Grapevine got a good pass rush. You can see Luke Gormley had a chance, but as soon as Weaver got outside and starts directing, you knew it was trouble, and he was going to have a really good chance to get that first down.
At the 41. So into Grapevine territory for the 2nd time tonight. Weaver, all sorts of time, now steps up and runs. Slides at the 35. Well, marking back down to the 37 is where they're going to say that he went down. So pickup of close to 5.
I guess marking it back where he started his slide. And really, the secondary's doing their job right now. There's just, when you got a quarterback that's this mobile, he is able to look around and take off if he needs to, and he is comfortable enough to do that. Some confusion in the secondary here for Grapevine before the play.
2nd and 5. Wiley outside. A lot of room down that right side. Wiley, 15-10, spins out of a tackle outside of Boozer. It's a touchdown. Jared Wiley in for 6, and Heritage builds on that lead. They're now up 14-7.
All sorts of movement in the secondary before that play. Ends up being a run to the right side, and Boozer did everything he can trying to strip that ball at the very end. But Colleyville able to score on both of their possessions coming out.
Landon Dressel with the extra point. He's got it. 15-7. Heritage up with 54 seconds left to go, and it's Heritage right now doing damage on the ground.
Jared Wiley gets this handoff from Weaver, and as soon as he gets around Cedric Hicks, he puts his foot in the turf, and he is gone. Watch Boozer, though. I like the play. Boozer's going for the football. He's thinking at that point, I'm trying to strip it. Good strength from Wiley to hold on to it and get into the end zone, make it 15-7.
Heritage on top, battle of the red rail. 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter at Mustang Panther Stadium.
The clock clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
(15-7). Colleyville Heritage on top. 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Been a couple of touchbacks on kickoffs, and this one a low line drive. Again into that crosswind, and Grapevine will come back out. Third time they'll start tonight from their own 25.
It's been a fun game so far. That initial touchdown, the 81 yards, Jalen Holmes to Brady Boozer got us started, but Colleyville Heritage has asserted their will, and yeah, Grapevine's got to show some resistance. You cannot let this thing slip away from you early, because it's going to be really difficult to fight back against Colleyville Heritage. You know that your backs are against the wall. Coach DeBesse talked about it, but you got to put yourself in the best possible situation, and getting some more positive yards on first down is a good start.
I've had a hard time moving that front four from Heritage in their first two drives. Contreras, the running back, closing in on 1,000 yards this year. Holmes on the little bootleg throws and intercepted. Picked off by Bryson Burgess at the 35-yard line. First mistake of the night.
Well, hang on. It might be.
Oh, they're going to call it incomplete.
The official on the other side of the field has come over and overruled the official on the near sideline.
Wow.
He's calling this incomplete.
And maybe he had a better vantage point of it. This official here on the near side, Burgess had his back to him. They converse, and they're going to call it incomplete. Maybe we get a replay of this.
Well, I think because of where our cameras, we've had some weather issues tonight, so we're having to keep our cameras inside, and they were behind the play.
Yep.
And so I think that's probably the same view that the referee saw on the near side, and so the one on the far side had to help him out, and it's a break for Grapevine.
It is. Burgess would have been his 4th interception of the year. A senior safety. Now it's 2nd down and 10. Grapevine. Hatton motions across. Holmes on the give. Contreras. Just not much there. Tough sledding inside the tackles so far. Forward progress in the gain of 2.
And unfortunately, that's just been a play where at the most you've gotten 2 yards through those first 3 drives. So it's been 3rd and plus 10 in the first 2 possessions. And now you got 3rd and 8, and you got a lineman right now.
That's Bergen Weir.
I think it is, and I think it looks like it's just a shoe issue.
Spencer Williams.
Spencer Williams. I think it's a shoe issue that he's his foot might have come out of that left shoe.
And they don't have to be in a hurry here. There's 1 second differential between game clock and play clock, and they don't have to run another play. And they won't. We'll come over and talk to Bob DeBesse. 3rd down and 8 when we come back at their own 32. Well, it's been an eventful first 12 minutes. It started with an 81-yard touchdown strike. Jalen Holmes to Brady Boozer. Colleyville's come back, scored the last 15. It's a 15-7 Heritage lead here in the Battle of the Red Rail on Tradio. (15-7) Heritage on top. Second quarter. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith, Mason Mears, our statistician here in the booth. Trey Bell, our producer. We're glad you're with us here on this final Friday night of the regular season. 29th time these two teams have played. Heritage leading the all-time series 16-12. And they've dominated recently. Winners of 6 of the last 7. In fact, a 4-game win streak over the Mustangs. Grapevine look like they're going to have something to say about it. 3 plays into the game, the 81-yard touchdown pass from Holmes to Boozer. Heritage has come back and scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We're still waiting here.
And they haven't reset the clock. It still shows 000, so the official's talking to the press box. Now they've got it fixed.
So here we go. 3rd down and 8 for Holmes and the Mustangs offense. Now you've got to go into that wind. 4-man front for Heritage.
Haven't gone to the air since that 81-yard touchdown pass.
Holmes steps up in trouble. Looking, throws, caught by Contreras. Gets a little block, and he's at the 36. He's got the first down. And great vision there from the junior quarterback.
Yeah, that's a fantastic job by Holmes to escape the pressure and really make the most of what was going to be a fourth down situation. But he's able to step up in the pocket, avoid a couple of rushers, and find Julian Contreras.
Holmes is already thrown for almost 100 yards.
There's the strong run after the catch there from Contreras.
His season high was 207 against Birdville back in a non-district game. On 1st and 10 for the Mustang offense. Draining that play clock as here is Contreras, his best run of the night, into the secondary and then punishes a safety, and Contreras is to the 48-yard line, and those are the kind of runs right there that we've become accustomed to number 23 this season.
Yeah, that is maybe the strongest run we've seen from him. He's pounding his helmet as he's done. Watch the hit that he lays right here on a linebacker. That is Jaden Hall. It's a defensive back, but Jaden Hall steps up and he gets run over by the truck that is Julian Contreras.
Yeah, Contreras was looking for somebody to lower the boom on, and Hall just happened to be the victim. Here's first down and 10 at the 48. Mustangs on the move, trying to answer back-to-back touchdowns by the Panthers. It's going in motion. They give Contreras, and they're getting a nice push up front. He's to midfield. Gain of 3 had the looks of a big play right there from the outset.
I was about to make that same comment because it looked like Julian hit that hole hard and was going to get maybe 5 or 6, but this tough, strong, big defensive front for the Panthers able to keep Contreras just to 3 yards. I guess technically 2, or officially 2.
Yeah. It's second down and 8. Ball just across midfield. 2 wides up top. You got Hatton as the H-back, and also DJ Wright, who's coming in as the tight end to the bottom of the screen. Play clock again, down at 2. Holmes sets up. Here comes Naeda. Throws, great pass, caught by Stewart. And then the tackle by Burgess as he closes is going to leave Grapevine about 2 yards short of the sticks.
It's been a concerted effort to get Jalen Holmes out on the roll and give him a little bit more time, and he's able to find Luke Stewart just short of that first down. So this is the most manageable third down that Grapevine has had so far tonight.
Well, that's a nightmare coming at you there in Evan Naeda, who was running right for Holmes, and he escaped running to his right. So big play here, 3rd down 2. You wonder in a game like this, could it be 4-down territory?
Here you see Holmes one more time escaping, making it 3rd and short.
2 backs. You got Graham and Contreras here in the backfield. On the option. They string it out, looking for a block, cuts it up inside. First down yardage. Boy, Contreras, tremendous effort right there, and Holmes did everything he could to get the ball to him.
Yeah, Ian Hatton was out there trying to help him, and Contreras had to stop and make something happen on his own.
Well, he took a shot and delivered a perfect pitch.
And there he goes right there. The only thing for Contreras, you got to make sure that you're securing that football. See a second hand on there when you know that contact is coming. We've seen Julian fumble a couple of balls this year.
Now at the Heritage 39, this drive started back at their own 25-yard line. They've chewed up some clock. Holmes, here comes Heat. Steps up, looking. Everybody was covered, too, and he's tackled from behind. The sack back at the 44, a loss of 5.
Evan Naeda gets in there and makes that play. And just trips up Jalen. Did the right thing first. Here comes the blitz from the top. He's able to step up. Oh, and actually gave you the wrong number there. Yeah, that was not Naeda.
Maybe Darian Lloyd.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, the outside linebacker who got there. Oh, that is maybe the most experienced unit on this team. He had all 3 linebackers that started last year coming back for their senior season. So it is a wealth of talent there at the linebacking core. Here's second down long. Jaime Sanchez with the carry, and he's close to the original line of scrimmage, maybe just a yard short at the 40. It leaves the Mustangs at 3rd down and 11.
Well, again, a situation that unfortunately for Grapevine, they've been in quite a bit tonight. That 3rd and long. Now they've converted a couple of them, but if you're able to find a way to get it to where it's 4th and maybe 3 to 5, then I think you're probably looking at 4 down territory.
Stewart and going to the receivers left. Got Thompson up top right. 3rd and long. Heritage rushes 4. Holmes throws, and the pass caught by Stewart. Thrown to the turf by Hall. Only about 3 or 4 on that play. It's a 4th down and 6. And it looks like that punt unit's coming on.
Well, we've talked about it all year long, that the opportunity at some point is going to present itself for a fake punt. Maybe not now because I'm thinking it, because it may be too obvious, but this is a good spot for it in my mind.
Yeah, you know that Jerry Edwards, head coach, is thinking right along with you. You got your quarterback there in Jalen Holmes.
Now, they're not set up, though, to do anything but just kick this ball away.
We'll try to play a field position game. Coffin corner kick here from Holmes as it bounces at about the 21. That's not going to net a whole lot.
I think they marked actually at the 15-yard line.
Not bad. They get a friendly spot at the 15. So here comes Heritage in that offense. It's a 15-7 ball game. I think if you told Bob DeBesse it'd be 15-7 with inside 7 minutes, he'd be thrilled.
Yeah, he took the ball after winning the toss, scored a touchdown on that first possession. And right now, just trying to keep this thing connected, not letting Colleyville Heritage, especially go with that double dip. They're going to get the ball to start the second half as well, so you got to be careful.
Well, they've had a hard time stopping Heritage. They've scored on touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives. Here comes Bodie Weaver. He's done a lot of damage on the ground with his legs. And he's going to look to do some damage here with his arm. Sets up. They've had a hard time getting pressure to him. He rolls and throws, and it's incomplete. That pass caught out of bounds. It was hauled in up top by Nick Wankambi. The leading receiver on this team, we talked about them missing Braden Blewett, and they've really gone to Wankambi with the absence of Blewett.
And here's Weaver, and even on this play, he shows his ability. And that pocket starts to collapse. You can see Luke Gormley now acting as that spy on Weaver. And nearly a great catch, but just couldn't get a foot down.
2nd long 10. We've seen 2 running backs tonight. We've seen Wiley and Abram. There's a throw out to the flat, little screen, and Linnell Randolph played that perfectly.
Oh,
not much of a block thrown right there, and Randolph fought it off.
That was a tremendous play there by Randolph, able to fight off that initial block that comes from Luke Graves. He absorbs that, gets around and makes the tackle. That is textbook for a cornerback.
That catch made by Samir Johnson. He's the 2nd leading receiver on this team. So now a 3rd down and 6, a chance for Grapevine to get a 3 and out, and if it works out for Bob DeBesse, they're going to have a chance to get good field position. Big play right here.
Yeah, a huge play. And you wonder if it's close on 4th down. Does Colleyville Heritage trust themselves to go? So you really need a positive play here if you're the defense.
Weaver. Here comes the heat. Gormley's there, and he's sacked back at the 7. Luke Gormley came right through the middle and blew that play up, and Heritage will have to punt.
That's a great time to call that blitz. Watch Gormley as he meets Jared Wiley in the backfield and just plows him over. Basically throws him right into the quarterback and Weaver, and that is a big-time play to force the 3 and out. Luke Gormley's having himself a ball game.
He is the Swiss Army knife of that defensive unit. He plays anywhere you put him. He's an inside linebacker by trade. You've seen him with his hand down as a defensive end this year. Big play. Here comes Grapevine bringing the pressure and the terrific punt. Boy, the nose the football in the air, and Powers is going to let it roll. That flips the field. And a dandy punt down to the 27.
It actually could have been a lot worse if you're Grapevine. That bounce that it took, I thought it was going to roll forward a few more yards. Ends up kicking to the left a little bit, but that's an outstanding punt to, where you're at. I think if you're Colleyville Heritage, you're thrilled that that's only where Grapevine's going to be able to start this drive.
That'll be their 4th drive, starting at their own 27-yard line. I say 27, excuse me, at the 30. Let's see where they marked this. It is the 27. Our 2nd quarter brought to you by Compass Church. 5:10 left to go in the first half as here comes Grapevine. This has been where they've just about started every drive. You had 3 touchbacks, started at the 25, so now this one from the 27.
In the last couple of weeks, this offense has not been able to score more than 10 points. In fact, 3 of the last 4, they've been held to 10 points or less. So opportunity to get above that here and keep yourself in this ball game on what could potentially be your last drive of the first half.
Holmes throws, and it's caught by Hatt, and Hatt just a bruising run. He is tough to bring down. The big H-back, 6'1", 210-pound senior was a load to bring down. He's close to the first down.
Yeah, Samir Johnson was the one that was riding him out of bounds as they were able to get Hatton out in space. And they've done a good job of that, getting into some of their playmakers. Hatton, he's got the mix of speed and power. And you see right there, he was trying to go with the stiff arm. He could never get the leverage, so he just kept those legs churning and picks up a solid 6 yards or so.
Second, very manageable 3 now. Got Contreras to the left of Holmes. Play clock again at 5. A little trickery right here. Stewart, if he can get outside. Now he's got a blocker in front, and Hatton. He is to the 48, and there is the first time we've seen some razzle-dazzle here for the Mustangs. They'll mark him at the 50.
We're starting to see Bob DeBesse dip into that bag of tricks a little bit. And really sold well by Ian Hatton, and you talked about it. All Stewart had to do was get around that one defender, and once he did, that's a huge gain. Hatton out in front of him. Great job there, along with Cale Thompson blocking on the right side of the field.
A couple of big plays tonight for this Grapevine offense. The 81-yard touchdown pass, Holmes to Boozer, then right there, Stewart on the run. Gets the ball to midfield. And on first down. Back to the option. Contreras has got a lot of room up the middle. Into the secondary. Contreras to the 27. And Grapevine right now is moving the football on the ground.
Well, Julian is running like this is his last high school football game. He really, ever since this thing flipped over to the second quarter, he's looked like a different man. And a strong run, able to get that second hand on the football so it doesn't come out. And an opportunity here, and a good one for Grapevine.
92 yards shy of 1,000 when he came in tonight. He's getting ever so closer. Now at the 27. Mustangs on the move. Down a score. Going motions into the backfield. Holmes on the give. Contreras running hard to about the 24. And he's wrapped up by Hebeson.
A lot more push from this Grapevine front 5 than we have seen at any point in this first half. So a couple of solid runs for Contreras up the gut. Even on a play like that where you only gain 4 on first down, that's still a solid gain, staying above those chains to where you can make it potentially take a shot, make it a manageable third down if you don't take that shot or you don't make it.
2 receivers near side. Hatton up top is the H-back. Wright's also in as a tight end. In that long snap count here from Holmes. Quick throw, caught. Catch made by Goen as he makes a move to the 15. He's thrown down rudely by Bryson Burgess. It's another Mustangs first down.
Yeah, and hardly any of these passes that Holmes has thrown have required him to step back in the pocket and try to read a whole lot. It is just get this thing out to playmakers as quickly as possible. We've seen it Ian Hatton at times. We've seen Contreras at times. Boozer the touchdown. And this time we see Ryland Goen.
Holmes having maybe his best game, at least first half of the season. Talked about his numbers against Birdville earlier this year, very early in the season when he threw for 207. Now Cooper Towery has come in as the Wildcat quarterback. Expect number 8 to carry the football. Hard count. Towery takes it. Design quarterback keeper off the left side, and they'll take that. He's down to the 9. But you know who's getting the football when Cooper Towery comes in, and it almost looked like they didn't expect it.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a stretch run than you normally see from Towery. It's going to be one and done as he leaves. But normally he's reading and trying to go between the tackles. This time he kicks it outside. Almost hits his own man. He might have hit his own man as he barreled his head down and got Jaime Sanchez with the most of that blow.
Drive started back at their own 27. They're now down inside the 10. 2:30 to go until the half. Contreras in the pistol. Going slot left. Going in motion. Holmes, toss, going. Trying to make a man miss. Great open field tackle by Jaden Hall, the corner to the top side.
And Jaden Hall, not more known for his ability to cover, but he makes a really good tackle. Because if that doesn't happen, I think at minimum you're at least getting to the sticks for a first down.
3rd down and 4. This is not a bad position to be in. There's a lot of things Bob DeBesse can do with his playbook right here.
And you wonder, too, would you trust your kicker in Cade Moreland? I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory, even though it is 3rd and short.
Towery's in at quarterback. Contreras to his left. That hard count. Towery going to take it. Going to run right up the middle. They were waiting on it. 4th down. See what Bob DeBesse wants to do. It is Cade Moreland time.
looking down now and expecting Colleyville Heritage to call a timeout, and they finally did. They have all of their timeouts, and I was thinking they're going to want the ball back, make or miss, to see if they're going to be able to put up some points before the half. So they do that, but also there is there's a lineman down.
I think that's Taden Sneed.
Taden Sneed is hurt.
Yeah. Sneed, the starting left tackle, he's one of those talented sophomores, this young Mustangs team. So they're huddled up. They give us time to take a break here. 1:22 left to go till they have all those Sneed is up. He's going to try to walk off here. So Cade Moreland, we'll keep it here. Cade Moreland will attempt the field goal. 9 of 12 on the season for Moreland. This should be a chip shot, but he's going to have to deal with a little bit of wind.
Yeah, he's been impressive this season, and good to see Sneed, by the way, walking off the field. And hopefully he's fine for the next offensive possession. So, yeah, you're trusting Moreland, and if you can keep this a one-score game going to the locker room, that's definitely a win for the Mustangs. Now, the big thing is going to be this defense. It just came up with a big 3-and-out to give yourselves an opportunity here to score, but they're going to need to do it again because as good as the last maybe 5 to 7 minutes of game time have been, all that can go away if you're able to give up some points here in the last minute 22 if you're Grapevine.
It's a 27-yarder straight on for Moreland. The wind looks like it's died down a little bit here. As long of 42, so this obviously well within his range. It should be a chip shot. That high snap, though, makes it difficult. Moreland unable to get much on it, and it clanks off the post. It all started with that snap, and Moreland just could not get much leg on it. It's no good, and it stays 15-7.
Yeah, that's tough, and Moreland has been so good. You talked about his numbers and what he has been able to do kicking, and yeah, you kind of just take that for granted thinking that one's for sure going to go in, but was worried initially it was going to get blocked just because of the high snap. Moreland, good job just to get it off, but unfortunately off that right upright, and so now it becomes really important to keep Colleyville off the board.
Yeah, Heritage will bring that offense onto the field here with the ball at the 20-yard line. They were 3-and-out on their last drive. And here's the handoff. Great pursuit again by that Mustangs defensive front seven. They say they've got the football. Hold on for a moment. Now they're going to say he was down. The handoff was DeBesse Abram, but Grapevine still claiming they've got the ball.
We'll take a look and let you judge for yourself.
Well, this has not been a clean first half for Heritage. Look at this run right here from Abram. See where that ball comes out. Yeah, I don't know that he came down with the ball. There's a throw, and wide open at the 40-yard line is Samir Johnson. And what do you know? Hard to tell on the fumble. You have to go with the call on the field. That's a big play after that missed opportunity.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do, even if you're able to confirm it from our view that it was a fumble. So that's a big break. Clock down to 37. As Colleyville Heritage, as we mentioned, they get the ball to start the second half, so trying to go with the double dip.
Weaver, throw outside, had some blockers, slung down. On that catch up top, Landon Dressel. Clock still rolling. Down at 23 seconds. And the inside give and the push up the middle. That'll get the first down, stop the clock. They can get a timeout here with 13 seconds. Maybe a shot to the end zone. Now, Zuckert's got a strong leg. His long is a 46 this year. Now, you got the football at the 35-yard line, and you'd be looking about a 52-yard.
Oh, we're told, though, that 50-plus is not out of the realm of possibility. So there wasn't a huge sense of urgency for Colleyville Heritage there on that particular play, on that drive, but they're going to at least get an opportunity to potentially score. Let's see if we can confirm if that was a fumble or not.
Hey, you watch Bryce Abram right here. When does he go down? It's hard to see when the ball comes out. There's that.
I think the ball's out. I think you can confirm that ball's out.
It's his elbow that goes down.
It looks like Thomas Powers popped it out, and as he's rolling over, that ball I don't think is in his possession. I think that's a big break for the Panthers.
That had given the Mustangs great field position, deep in Heritage territory. Instead, they're going to bring the offense back on. Jerry Edwards has made his decisions. Bodie Weaver would tell you he's going to heave one to the end zone here, or maybe try to get a little bit further down. You got 13 seconds. If they do try to get down the field. It would have to be towards the sideline. Weaver steps up, looking, going to go for it all. Got a man down there, touchdown. Oh, just a step on his man, Samir Johnson, and that is a backbreaker going into the break.
Yeah, so much time. Second opportunities there by Weaver. He just creates with his feet. And as good as this secondary has been at covering in this first half, they've got a breakdown there. And we just talked about it. You were hoping to be able to keep this a one-score game going into the half. But instead, it's a 15-point game.
Extra point is good. And Bodie Weaver has done this Mustangs defense a number. It was early with his legs, and on this one, does it with his arm.
Quick little play fake, but he's also able to get up in the pocket, showing a ton of patience and just right on the money. You don't want to overthrow your receiver there. He's got such a gain on the defenders behind him. So all around a fantastic job there by Bodie Weaver, able to find Samir Johnson in the breadbasket.
22-7. Heritage on top here in our Compass Church second quarter on Tradio. Back to Mustang Panther Stadium. Battle of the Red Rail tonight. Mustang Panther Stadium, these two longtime rivals. 22-7. Grapevine had it within striking distance, but a big 35-yard touchdown pass, Bodie Weaver to Samir Johnson, has given the Panthers some breathing room. And this kickoff will come down fair caught at the 4-yard line. So with 6 seconds, Grapevine will more than likely just kneel this and get to the locker room. Still not a bad half for Bob DeBesse's crew, and you feel like you've hung in there with them in terms of just the physicality of matching up with a rival.
And that's been evident. It feels like the most maybe passion that the Mustangs have played with over the last couple of weeks. And maybe it's easy to say that because it's only a 2-touchdown game here as you're getting ready to go into the break. But it is the best that Grapevine has played probably in the last month or so.
Victory formation would tell you Holmes is going to take the snap and kneel it. Still a hard count, even on that formation. And Holmes goes to a knee, and that will bring us to the half. Well, it started with a bang, an 81-yard touchdown pass. Jalen Holmes to Brady Boozer, just 3 plays into this ball game. It's the only point tonight for the Mustangs, although they've moved the football. Heritage 22-7, really on the back of their quarterback, Bodie Weaver, who's rushed for a touchdown and thrown for one, and that takes us to the break. Sit back and enjoy the halftime festivities. Mustang Panther Stadium tonight. We're at the break. The Panthers are on top of Grapevine, 22-7.
Direct your attention to the 10-yard line. Ozarka is a proud sponsor. Texas Football Team of the Week Roadster. As a part of tonight's celebration, Colleyville Heritage Licensed Workers Grapevine Ian Hatton are being presented the Scholar Athlete Award, $250 which is the Continental Ozarka. Their leadership in the classroom. Let's give right to me a quick wave and a round of applause. At Carolina, the star, junior lieutenant, and in high school, captain, lead scorer. First lieutenant, Samantha Hernandez, junior lieutenant, Monet Gorilla, and senior lieutenant, Rivalry. Catcher of the week is senior, Pat Nance. Spearhead of the week is senior, Samantha Hernandez, and the chair, Hartsville, is junior, Josie Thornton. Catcher of the year is Miss Doug. The third members are Doug, Nick Shepard, and Sophia Shaw. It's a wonderful team. Assisted by Haley Wood. Let's go, Panthers. The GCSC National is going to get a huge shout out to Feed Soul Fire from the Summer Music programs. You can get Feed Soul's delicious barbecue sandwiches now, available at concession stands, along with a variety of other tasty foods. We're a East African community. We took our thing on a branch out, and today I want to share a heartfelt message of thanks with all of you. Because of your ongoing support for our district, East African passed the Voter Approved Tax Ratification election, which will provide approximately $6 million to support our students, teachers, and staff. You made a choice to invest directly in the future of our schools. Because of your support, we'll be able to continue
We're ready for second half action here in Grapevine, Texas Mustang Panthers Stadium. It's the Battle of the Red Rail. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith with you tonight. Right off the bat tonight, Grapevine scored 3 plays into this game. An 81-yard touchdown pass, offensive fireworks right out of the gates, but a couple of touchdowns on the next 2 drives for Colleyville Heritage, and then a 35-yard touchdown pass right there at the end of the first half, and that has given the Mustangs, or the Panthers, a 22-7 lead. But again, Bob DeBesse has got to be, thrilled is the word, but he feels like his team's in this football game.
Yeah,
right
they are, and it could have been a little bit better. You think about the missed field goal, or you were definitely in range, a ball that clanks off of the upright, and then you allow a touchdown pass on what essentially was the final play of that first half. So down 15, you feel like it could have been easily a 1-score game, but you're in this thing. Getting a stop right out of the gates would go a long way, and we'll also see if there's perhaps any trickery up the sleeves of Grapevine tonight.
Look at some of the first half stats. Our statistician Mason Mears gives these to us. For Colleyville Heritage, 210 yards of offense. They went for 119 on the ground, 91 through the air. For the Mustangs, 174 yards of offense, 117 passing, 57 yards rushing. Jalen Holmes, 6 of 7 for a $117 and a touchdown. Julian Contreras, who we're keeping an eye on him, he needed 92 yards to get to 1,000 tonight. 10 carries for 39 yards. Of course, you had Brady Boozer, the 81-yard touchdown reception, and leading away for Colleyville, Bodie Weaver, 6 of 7, 91 yards and a touchdown through the air. And his offense will come out to start the second half as this kickoff comes down around the 15-yard line. Great coverage. There is Boozer. And a big tackle on Adrian Gaines at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, came flying in there to make the play, Brady Boozer. But it was a decision there to try and not take the fair catch, see what you could do, and start inside your own 20-yard line at the 19.
Heritage scored on their first 2 possessions. Touchdown drives, the one that started at their own 38, the other at their own 36. It was Weaver on a 10-yard touchdown run, and then Jared Wiley had a 37-yard scamper. They went 3 and out on their next. And in their final possession there in the first half, the 35-yard touchdown pass from Weaver to Samir Johnson. Johnson finished the first half 3 catches for 71 yards in that touchdown as Weaver on the little bubble screen and tackled at the 22, corralled right there by Judah Johnson. And catch made by Blake Windler, the tight end.
That's a great play there by Johnson. It's really similar to the one that we saw from Linnell Randolph there in the first half. He absorbs that initial block, able to shed the tackler and get right around there and make the play.
High snap. Weaver pulled it down. It's still positive yardage by Bryce Abram. That nearly is a dangerous moment there for the Panthers offensive. It'll be a 3rd down and about 4 coming up. Maybe what's been most impressive about Grapevine is how they've hung in there physically tonight with another big, strong offensive and defensive front from Colleyville.
Yeah, they have really played, I think, their most complete game that we have seen, at least in the last 6 weeks or so.
3rd and 4. Weaver play action, zips it, caught at the 32, and that will move the chains. The catch made by Nick Wankambi. So Panthers leading receiver coming in tonight. He's not been all that active. 429 yards receiving coming into this one as we got a 1st down and 10 at the 33-yard line. On the give. Tough sledding, and Nice pickup by Bryce Abram to the 40.
Yeah, Abram looked like he was going to be stopped around the line of scrimmage, but that forward momentum gets him all the way up to the 40-yard line. So that's a really strong, tough run there on first down.
I got it out to the 40. Drive that started back at their own 19-yard line. 2 minutes into this third quarter. This Panthers team will see Anna next week in the bi-district round right here at Mustang Panther Stadium. So it's their final tune-up. Here's Weaver to the outside. Got to be careful right there. Boozer throws him down. And here comes that late flag. Boy, that came in really late.
It came in late, and from the official, that was the furthest away from the play.
There's a line judge standing right there in front of him. Came from the referee. Maybe they might pick this up. They will. Held your breath for a moment right here on this tackle from Boozer.
And Boozer grabs him. He's in bounds, and I don't think he realized. You could see him kind of hold up, too. I don't think he realized where he was until he was starting to turn and throw the quarterback on the ground. But good job by the officials discussing, picking it up.
Weaver's handoff. Abram cuts it up across midfield to the 47. Linnell Randolph there on the stop.
Really starting to have some success running the football. This is what we saw, just the ability for them to move the ball in those first couple of possessions of the first quarter. We've seen Wiley at times. Wiley led them in the first half, at least in terms of the running backs, and now Bryce Abrams getting his turn.
Second short three, Weaver. Play action. Steps up in the pocket and fires wide open at the 30-yard line. Another first down, and Weaver, just a calm, cool customer right there as he zipped that one to Luke Graves as tight end.
Right now, they are able to find these seams pretty easily. And Weaver's done a great job of buying himself extra time. And
pass caught. And down to the 13-yard line. Tough running here by Luke Graves, the big tight end. This has got the ball. There's a flag on the other side of the field.
Might be an illegal. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. A legal man downfield.
It is. It was 58, which look at our depth chart. 58 there, maybe Jaden Griffin. Possibly a backup, not in their starting five. Griffin is called for getting downfield. It'll be a 1st and 15 now after that penalty. The Mustangs would desperately need a turnover right here. They have forced 13 on the year. They're a +1 on the turnover margin. Here's a handoff, bouncing outside. Abram turns that corner. When he gets to the 20-yard line, he was just a step away from being able to turn that up the sidelines. Got a nice gain, close to the first down.
That's unfortunate, too, because it thought, as that play developed, it looked like Grapevine had good pursuit, but just able to get outside and beat Judah Johnson to that sideline.
2nd 1 here for the Panthers. Weaver throws. And spinning his way to the 15-yard line, Samir Johnson again. And now he drives forward. Is that offensive line to push in behind it. It's a drive that's almost consumed 4 minutes.
Yeah, just methodical. There hasn't been that huge play. It has just been solid chunks, one right after the other for this Colleyville team.
So at the 14-yard line, Weaver, who's accounted for almost 200 yards all-purpose tonight. Back in the shotgun. Abram to his left, got a hole. For the 5 and into the end zone. And now the Panthers are getting some breathing room here at 28-7.
That was perfectly blocked. Last line of defense over there was Brady Boozer. But as you talk about, Colleyville pouring it on. They were able to pull off the score right before the end of the second quarter and then come right back and score to start the third quarter, and they are in control of this one.
Extra point is good. Well, Colleyville did a little bit of everything on that drive. We saw them through the air with Brody Weaver, and they finished it off with the touchdown scamper.
And the way that this thing was blocked around that left side, it just sets up perfectly, and then really all it took was for the tight end to block Brady Boozer. He walks into the end zone.
Abrams got his first touchdown of the night. It's 29-7. Colleyville Heritage with 8 minutes to go in the third in the Battle of the Red Rail. Third quarter brought to you by Classic Chevrolet here at Mustang Panthers Stadium. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith, our producer Trey Bell, Mason Mears, our statistician. Final time here in 2024 for Grapevine. We've only had 4 winless seasons in 105 years of football in Grapevine, down 29-7 right now. But one thing you can say about Bob DeBesse's team, there's been a ton of fight. They might be outmanned every week. And again tonight, I think you've seen a team with a lot of fight.
That's really the calling card for Bob DeBesse, and sometimes you're searching for things in an 0-9 season.
Fair catch. Called at the 10-yard line by Dallas Davis.
All right, so get something going offensively here. That's the name of the game. That really the last thing you need is a 3-and-out to give the ball right back to Colleyville. Just a methodical drive so you can get some points on the board.
An 81-yard touchdown pass. Holmes to Boozer on the third play of the game. Then they went 3-and-out. They punted on their third drive. They had the missed 27-yard field goal with a high snap, and just Cade Moreland couldn't get much on it. Clanked off the post. So they'll start this drive from their own 25. This has been familiar territory for them tonight. 2 tight ends in the H-back as they load up that offensive line. Contreras, nothing there. 99. Evan Nieta waiting on him, along with a host of other red-shirted Panthers.
Yeah, so Contreras looked a lot different there the last couple of drives of that first half. Getting closer and closer to the 1,000-yard mark, but kind of back to what we saw in those first couple of drives of that first quarter where there just was not much push up front for Grapevine.
2nd and 11. Stewart and Thompson come to the near side. Patton up top. They also got DJ Wright as the tight end of that right side. Holmes stands, delivers. Catch made by Thompson. But Jalen Holmes has been super efficient tonight. 7 of 8 now.
And there really hasn't been many times where he has been asked to move around and do a whole lot. The only time he did was in the first quarter, a ball that initially was ruled an interception. And here he's just getting back and hitting guys, knowing exactly where they're going to be, and makes it 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 4 for Grapevine as we near the midway point of the third quarter. Patton, H-back left, Wright's up top as the tight end. On the 3rd and 4. Play clock at 3. Now Contreras got to hurry here. Holmes rolls, in trouble, throws off of his back foot, and maybe Thompson wasn't looking that direction, so 4th and 3. I'll tell you, it's punt time.
I think they were trying to set up a screen or something there in the flat to Ian Hatton, and so you had your Thompson up top just trying to block, and there was really nowhere for Jalen Holmes to go. So it's what we said you couldn't have, a 3-and-out after a methodical touchdown drive for Colleyville.
It's the 3rd punt of the night for Holmes. 2nd time the Mustangs have gone 3-and-out. Back from his own 28, or his own 18 to punt, it's Bryson Burgess who stands at the 35. Holmes kicks it away from him, a wobbly one towards that Grapevine sideline. This is going to stay on the Mustang side of the field, looks like.
Mark it right at the 50.
Right at the 50, right at the 50-yard line is where Colleyville Heritage will have the football. They have a chance now to really distance themselves up 29-7.
And we talked about the overall numbers for this Colleyville Heritage offense. Jared Wiley on the ground had the rushing touchdown, 5 for 32. Bodie Weaver, the touchdown, 91 yards through the air. He also had 47 yards passing, or rather 47 yards rushing, and the touchdown as well. So he's been Mr. Do-It-All.
At the 50, Weaver from the gun, the handoff. Man, big hole right side. They're starting to open up some of those running lanes. And again, it's Abram who just keeps hammering away to the 44. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 as we get to 6 minutes to go in the third. No hurry here from Jerry Edwards' offense. Give again outside. Got the first down. Abram to the 38. Thomas Powers brings him down.
You can see that physicality that we talked about, Grapevine able to match in that first half. It has not been matched, unfortunately, thus far through these first 2 possessions defensively for Grapevine and then the 1 offensively as well. As Colleyville Heritage able to do kind of whatever they want right now.
From the 38 of the Mustangs, Weaver turns and hands off. Outside, Wiley dashes out at the 32.
And every play is kind of the same thing right now. Sort of a stretch play to the right side and let a speedster get out there and see how far he can take it.
We've got some big bodies up front. Tucker Perryman, 6'3", 290, senior right guard. DeLeo Kubik at 6'5", 285, a junior right tackle. They're starting to wear down that Grapevine defensive front line. 2nd and 3, Weaver going to take to the air, now rolls to his right, trying to get away from Hicks. Here comes Gormley. The throw is high and away, and great pursuit by Hicks and Gormley as Weaver throws that one to the sideline.
And that's a combination that you're going to call at least for one more year, with Gormley being in his junior year, Cedric Hicks in his sophomore year. But good pursuit, and then ultimately a good decision there by Bodie Weaver, not to try to force anything. But take a look at this pursuit. You got Cedric Hicks there at the bottom of your screen.
He's getting some movement.
Yeah, Gormley comes in there as well.
A lot of youth on this defense. We talked about tonight. You got Evans, Garcia, Hicks up front. You're going to get back Tower, Yatorka, Gormley in your linebacking core. Linnell Randolph's the only player in the secondary that's not a senior, though. Here's the handoff outside to Wiley. He's strung out. He's got the first down, though, to the 26.
That's Brady Boozer who ends up making that play. We talked about Boozer, 2-sport star, going to go play at a JUCO Power for baseball in Navarro. He had the touchdown. You saw his speed, and then you see the strength there to keep that from being a bigger game.
On first down, another big hole, and Wiley is down close to the 15. They have chewed up the clock here in the third.
Yeah, they have, and they've really been able to do everything that they've wanted offensively. There hasn't been much resistance at all. Really outside of that pursuit play that we had just talked about with Hicks and Gormley.
Mustangs have run 3 offensive plays in the third quarter. It has been all Colleyville Heritage since taking the opening kick. They have chewed up the clock. Now, on the reverse, a pass to Weaver. Big hit. He breaks a tackle. Well, Weaver's done it all tonight. He's to the 5-yard line. He broke out of that tackle with Thomas Powers. Tough kid right there.
It is, and I wonder, am I going to try and put the ball in my quarterback's hands like that to take a hit when we got the playoffs starting next week? In this game, you're up by 22 points, but put your quarterback in a spot where he takes a pretty big pop. Could have been a lot worse.
Something on film now that Anna has to look at.
Sure.
They see Weaver out there, but you want Weaver on the field next Friday night or Saturday, whenever that game is, by district round action against Anna. Weaver is a game changer at the quarterback position. He's another one like Boozer that's a 2-sport star. He's a standout in basketball. His pass, back shoulder fade, and he threw a dime. What a pass to Samir Johnson. Boy, that was a thing of beauty. There is a penalty marker. That is right at the line of scrimmage. It would make it 35-7 after that touchdown strike.
Well, as they discussed, that was picture perfect when you think about that back shoulder fade to the end zone. It's a receiver and a quarterback on the same page, and we'll wait and see if the touchdown's going to stand. And looking at the body language of the offense for Colleyville Heritage, it feels like this is going to come off the board after the play.
It's unsportsmanlike conduct on Colleyville Heritage. So they'll take that on the kickoff. 35 36-7. It's Heritage pulling away in the third quarter. It's an extra point coming off the foot of Ryan Zuckert is good. Well, they're having their way right now with Grapevine. 36-7. It's been the Bodie Weaver show tonight here at Mustang Panther Stadium.
And this last throw that he had right there on the back shoulder, I mean, it is, you can't do it any more perfect. There's really not much of a chance at all there for Judah Johnson trying to cover a talented receiver there in Samir Johnson.
Second touchdown pass of the night for Weaver. It's 36-7. Colleyville Heritage in the Battle of the Red Rail here on Tradio. Back on Mustang Friday night here at Mustang Panther Stadium, where it is all Colleyville Heritage, 36-7. Bodie Weaver now 134 yards through the air. And Grapevine is going to get the football finally. 3:33 left to go. They've just not had the ball here in the third.
The drives from Colleyville, it almost seemed like it was done intentionally. Where we're not going to go for the big chunk plays. We're going to get it 8 to 12 yards at a time and take some time off this clock, and it worked to perfection. It's the second chance here towards the end of the third quarter for this Grapevine offense.
Kicking off from the 25 after that unsportsmanlike penalty. Boozer calls for the fair catch, and he makes that one like a center fielder at about the 10-yard line. So bring it back to the 25-yard line. It's where Grapevine has really lived tonight, starting their drives.
Looking back at some of our keys to the game, it done a pretty good job of limiting those explosive plays. And in the first half, you felt like the time of possession was in their favor as well. It's just as really, I think everything after that missed field goal, that's when things completely shifted. And Colleyville Heritage has not let their foot off the gas since.
Yeah, if you check 2 of 3 off that list, you feel like, well, we're right in this thing. But Heritage has just chewed up the clock. Very methodical tonight.
There's a flag on the field earlier as the officials are trying to sort all this out.
It looks like it's going to be on Grapevine. I say that. Let's see. They're going to at the 25, and they're going to march it off. Yeah. It's another personal foul. You get these in a rivalry game like this. That's Jaden Watkins' call for that 15-yarder. Put it at the 35.
At the 40, and it's actually, it's got to be the best starting
40,
field position. In fact, for Grapevine, I believe, what was it, the 28 maybe?
Yeah.
Has been their best field position.
For an offense that's got to do so much right and work their way down the field. Just kind of lack that big play capability, although they had the 81-yard touchdown pass tonight. They have had their work cut out for them starting deep in their own territory. So from the 40 now, Contreras. Stutter steps his way to the 41. Maybe the only thing left, maybe for some drama, is Julian going to get to 1,000.
I'd like to see him break off one more. Get him in the end zone one final time as a Mustang.
Playing his final game, senior. You look at the seniors tonight, up front, offensive line, Bergen Weir, Spencer Williams, Daniel Campos, 3 of your starting offensive linemen. Seniors. They got the 2 sophomores in Mason and Sneed. Ian Hatton, the senior, who's had an injury earlier this year, missed the first 4 games. You see what kind of weapon he is at the H-back. Second down and 9. Again, that long count here from Holmes. Fires and the pass is caught by Stewart. In the receiving core, Boozer we saw tonight with the big catch, a senior. Kel Thompson, a senior. Brian Frederick. And those are the guys that you're going to miss next year. But it all revolves around your quarterback and number 10. I think Jalen Holmes has gotten better each week.
Yeah, and the comfortability, the results haven't always been there, and the points haven't necessarily been there. It's an offense that's averaging just 13 points per game, but you can see Jalen just getting more comfortable as the year goes on.
3rd down 4 for Holmes and the Mustangs offense with 2:10 to go in the third quarter. Jalen in trouble. Got away, though. He's got room to run. And he weaves his way to the 48. He's got it. Well, it's a good job just to get away there initially from Demarius Logan, the defensive end. And then he had some turf in front of it.
Yeah, you were a little concerned initially as he rolls out. You're thinking, oh, no, that's going to be a sack. The club on the left arm probably does help Jalen. And here he's trying to figure out how am I going to get to that first down marker. Almost thought he passed it and then thought about throwing, but luckily he keeps it, tucks it, gets the first down.
Those are some big bodies to get away from. He finally gets down to the 48. So we get close to the final minute of this third quarter. Stewart motions to the backfield. They're going to run the option, and the freshman Graham, nice run right there by Graham up to the 40-yard line. First time tonight we've called his name with a carry.
Strong gain up to the 40-yard line, the young freshman. And he's been a busy man on Saturdays. He's been invited all over the place, so sky's the limit for what young number 39 is going to be able to do this throughout his high school career.
Boy, look at that push up front. Big Daniel Campos leading the charge. Will Mason in there on that right side. 2nd down and 2. Inside a minute left in the third quarter. This drive started at the 40. They've now got it into the Panthers' territory at the Heritage 40-yard line. Jaime Sanchez will be just short of the line to gain.
In a situation, too, where Grapevine does not have to snap the ball. A decent run from Sanchez, and 3rd and short. Maybe some form of that option play is most likely going to be coming.
3rd and 1. And you're right. I mean, it is the game clock and the play clock are almost matched up, and that'll take him to the fourth quarter. We'll come over and talk to Bob DeBesse, get a play call here on 3rd and 1. When we come back, the Classic Chevrolet third quarter comes to a close. Colleyville Heritage up big, 36-7 in the Battle of the Rail here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Fall is here and we're clearing out all 2024 floor models to make room for our new 2025 collections.
It's out with the old and in with the new during Stacy's 2024 floor model sale.
Shop casual dining sets perfect for everyday family meals or formal dining rooms guaranteed to level up your holiday celebrations.
This is your chance to take home name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry in today. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Shop the 2024 floor model sale going on now. And remember, you're shopping at Stacy's.
You're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Fourth quarter, Mustang Panthers Stadium, where it's 36-7, Colleyville Heritage. Their final tune-up before they see Anna in the by-district round next week. They see Talon Sneed. I think we had a Carroll Dragon up there a moment ago. It's Talon Sneed. We had a big block. That's an Anna team that won a state championship last year at the 4A level, so they're making the jump up to 5A. But that's another one of those areas that just exploded in the population up there. Great challenge next Friday for Heritage.
Sky's starting to open up here. Rain's coming down.
It is coming down. Sheets of rain just falling from the sky on 3rd and 1. Give. Contreras got a big hole, a stiff arm to the 30, and Contreras rumbles up to the 26-yard line.
And Julian's mixing it up, too, and you love to see that. The fight that he's going to continue to show, even though you're down 29, it's never stopped Julian before. You see the strength. It's got a couple of guys to bring him down and the conversation afterwards.
Moves the change to the 27 of Heritage. Right the tight end, Hatton up top, the H-back. They're going to feed Julian again. He's got a nice hole and a burst for the 22 as he spins out of a tackle. He picks up close to 5.
Those are the types of runs that we got really used to with Julian. throughout the first month or so of the year when he had a handful of 100-yard games to begin the season. It was just wearing defenses down with runs like that he finishes so well.
He is the workhorse in this offense. He stands to the right of Holmes. Split receivers out wide each side. Hatton in motion. It's Contreras again. They just keep giving the ball to the senior running back. I believe he may have another first down. They may mark him short just to maybe a half a yard. Third down coming up.
And every time Julian comes out of the pile, it's like a game of Twister, getting everybody untangled. And he's always got a smile on his face when he's coming out of that pile, at least for the moment.
So you've got a third, about a half a yard here. We're closing the final 10 minutes of this season. Break the huddle with 8 seconds on the play clock. Contreras stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Big hit right there at the line. Dax Hebison has just been all over the field, and it's going to be fourth down. They lost to maybe a half yard. This is going to be a 4th down and 1.
Well, it had been working throughout the rest of this drive. They go Contreras up the gut. Do they stick with what was working previously, or do you try something else? Maybe get Julian or Jalen on the rollout. A little bit of the extension of that pass, of that running game with a quick pass.
4th and 1 for the Mustangs. 2 backs, Sanchez and Contreras.
And the defense is ready for a run up the middle.
Holmes have that hard count. Who else would carry it right here other than Contreras? Got to get a yard. You get it. It's close. Looks like he's got it, and they do signal the chain gain to move forward. It's a first down for the Mustangs. So it'll be at the 16-yard line for Grapevine. Contreras comes out for a moment. Luke Stewart checks in. Sanchez stays in at a running back, a junior who dealt with an injury this year. Back now and healthy, so he's to the right of Holmes on a first down and 10. Holmes to throw. Oh, body open, and then he's sacked. First guy to get there. On that left side, Matthew Udimba made that tackle. The outside linebacker spot. So a second down and make it about 14 here.
Whatever you've got that you've left in that bag of tricks, just start dumping out that bag of tricks right now.
We've seen a little bit of trickery tonight. The reverse. No trickery on the 81-yard touchdown pass. It was just a simple screen. Just great blocking from Grapevine. 2 backs. It's Contreras on the handoff. He's got a little bit of a crease. Lowers his shoulders to the 15.
I want to make note, too, tonight, it's been a unique broadcast as we've got 2 cameras, 2 broadcasts going simultaneously. The Colleyville broadcast next to us, Will Connerly, A.J. Juarez does a fantastic job over there. So if you're wondering, why do they like the Mustangs so much? Well, this is the Grapevine broadcast. So if you want the Colleyville perspective, go listen to Will Connerly. He'll take good care of you.
He's doing yeoman's work tonight. He's on his own. Flying solo, doing great work.
I think even if he's by himself, he could probably beat up everyone in this booth. He could take us for sure.
Third down and 8. Contreras nowhere to go. He'd have to take his jacket off first. He's the most professional dressed broadcaster in the state.
I'm hearing a pullover and a hat, and he's showed up in almost a tuxedo. He was classy today.
He is. 4th down, Cade Moreland time. From this will be a 31-yarder from the far hash. Slight wind to his back. Had a high snap back in the second quarter that he missed a 27-yarder on off the post, but just couldn't get much leg into it because of that snap. Here's a better snap. Powers puts it down. Moreland drills it. And he missed it. Missed it wide left. And Moreland misses it. And it stays 36-7 with 6:16 to go.
Yeah, you hate that for Cade Moreland because he came into the season today only missing 3 field goals total. And so he's missed a couple of them here, now 9 for 14 on the year. Expect to see a whole lot of the run game here for Colleyville. In fact, a little bit surprised that you still see starting quarterback out there in Bodie Weaver.
I'm with you. That rain continues to come down in droves right now. 6:16 to go in the ball game. Yeah, Dimitri Hudson is the backup. He's a junior. You would think you would see him. They're going to throw the football. Incomplete to Samir Johnson.
Yeah, still going to their big guys, too. Samir Johnson's had a fantastic year. He's already got a couple of touchdowns. I was surprised to see him throw the football there with this big lead and only 6:11 left.
Well, Weaver is a weapon. We've seen him do damage tonight on the ground through the air. Special talent. Basketball star as well. They've got some weapons on this offense. Running backs Wiley and Abram. They've got a big-time talent, Samir Johnson. Here's a big run. Up close to the 35. The first time we've called Colin Bennett's name.
Yeah, Bennett may start to get some love, and really he needs to give love to those big guys up front. They have gotten a tremendous push all night long. And really it's been most of the season the Wiley and Abram two-headed monster. Now you see Bennett able to get into the act.
They can drain that clock, break the huddle with 17 seconds on the play clock. On the give, nothing there that time. On the run by Bennett, gain of 1. Well, Thomas Powers playing his last snaps as a senior. Dallas Davis, Carlos McKay, and Brady Boozer, the seniors on this defensive unit.
And the sophomore mixing it up in the middle of all that.
2nd and 9 for Heritage. Weaver will throw it. There comes Hicks, breathing down his neck, spinning, turning, look out. Those across his body, the pass is high and incomplete. Well, you're really kind of teetering a fine line right here, and it's a dangerous proposition to have your star quarterback on the field because he nearly took a shot from Cedric Hicks.
And it's one thing if you're still throwing the football, but you would think you'd want to do that in a situation where it's just get rid of the ball quickly and don't have anyone get close to my quarterback. And yeah, that was close to a sack, but then, still nearly taking a big hit as well.
All it takes is one, big hit, fall down the wrong way, and they're going to need that number 2, Bodie Weaver, going forward next week. 3rd and 9. They throw again. Here comes the heat. They're going to run it. Slides at the 40-yard line.
He wasn't happy about taking a hit from Cedric Hicks after the play. And yeah, he looks like he's a little rattled.
Yeah, and you throw in the fact that it's raining. He got a slick turf. Now it's like he's jogging off. He'll be fine. But I'm with you. If you're a Colleyville Heritage fan, you held your breath there for a moment. And he's fine. He's onto the sidelines. I don't know that you'll see him the rest of the way with 4:20 to go.
Yeah, he has had himself a well of a ball game.
Good punt. They've got another weapon here in their punter. Powers makes that grab at the 25. So Mustangs football. Here, this is our Bottle Cap Alley 4th quarter. 4:06 to go in the ball game, and Grapevine down 36-7.
Thomas Powers, you see on the screen there, he was one of the DNA award winners last week. Had an interception. He's had a couple of interceptions. Right place, right time. One of those guys that'll be back next year.
71 yards for Julian Contreras. I'll tell you that he needs 22 yards to get to 1,000. Sanchez, boy, took a big hit at the line of scrimmage. Sanchez made that tackle. Or the Sanchez coming up for that hard hit. And it'll be a 2nd down and 9.
And even with the clock ticking, you won't see Grapevine speed up the offense. It's potentially their final drive of the season, and so they want to see if they can go away with a little positivity.
Well, it started with a bang tonight. 3 plays into the game, 81-yard touchdown pass, Jalen Holmes to Brady Boozer, but that's really been the lone bright spot to get excited about tonight. Here's Contreras, hammers his way to the 30, stood up, thrown back. Big hit. Right there in the interior as Contreras comes out. You got a 3rd down and about 5 coming up.
Play clock at 15 as they just now get to the huddle.
Yeah, now it's down to 8. 3rd down and 5. Holmes got 2:43 to go in the ball game. There's Graham. He is blasted at the 30, right at the line of scrimmage. Not getting much push now, so 4th down, they'll punt it. Back to Colleyville Heritage. So look now, you think Contreras will probably end up just a little bit shy of 1,000, but that doesn't take anything away from a great year running the football from their senior running back.
And just the spirit that he has on the sidelines, the great teammate that he is. And he will he has left his mark on this team for sure.
Holmes to punt. 2:05 to go in the game. Heritage looks like they're bringing that second team offensive unit. It's Holmes' kick. A knuckleballer that will hit at the 45 and take a Mustangs roll. So Holmes adds to his average down at the 30-yard line. So here comes that second team offensive unit for the Panthers. I think you would see Dimitri Hudson at quarterback right here. It is Hudson. Backup junior quarterback coming on. So just a $1:49 to go in the ball game. Hudson will throw. Just a chance right here. Not to rub it in at all, but you're thinking, hey, let's get Hudson in and let him throw the ball a little bit.
And get the ball into the hands of some guys that maybe don't see a whole lot of action. And not like you're going down the field. That's a pretty safe throw and the high probability of the completion and the clock running.
Pick up a 4. They'll probably run a couple more plays right here. And then they will take the Battle of the Red Rail once again. It'll be their 5th straight win and 7th of the last 8 years. 29th all-time meeting. They'll lead the all-time series 17-12 now over Grapevine.
It's a pretty remarkable stat. I think it was 12-12 5 years ago.
Yeah. They've had some great battles and some tremendous talent. You think back to Grapevine in the days of Alan Bowman when they kind of were the team to beat that time. In fact, that was probably maybe the heyday of this rivalry. Heritage had some big-time talent as well. Right now, it's been a little bit lopsided with Heritage, the streak that they're on. And Grapevine will regroup. They'll start that off-season program and try to turn the tide next year. That should be the final play of this ballgame. They'll line up at the 50-yard line. Jerry Edwards' squad and Bob DeBesse shake hands. They do not have to run another play. And a 36-7 final tonight. Heritage with the win.
And you can look over at the far side. You see Bob DeBesse clapping his hands. And, yeah, they're not going to call that timeout. Let that clock tick down.
Now, hats off to this senior class. Obviously not the season they had anticipated. It's been a painful year. The 10 losses, just the 5th winless season in 105 years of Grapevine football. But a tremendous group of young men, the seniors that fought every Friday night. Take a look at Bob DeBesse hugging Brady Boozer. There's a lot of love right there. Bob DeBesse got the utmost respect from his team. They play incredibly hard for him. And I'll say this, Bob DeBesse, for both of us, we've had a chance to work with him first time this year. I know you do the coaches show every Monday night. I interview him on Wednesdays. There's not a finer coach, class act, than the state of Texas than Bob DeBesse.
And, yeah, and it's not fun at all to go winless. And to Coach DeBesse's credit, every time we would come in there and say, hey, can we talk to you again? He always was absolutely never turned us down, always had an answer for every one of our dumb questions. And, very thankful to work with him and really think the sky is the limit moving forward. This program's going to get it turned around.
The Battle of the Red Rail goes to the Colleyville Heritage Panthers tonight, 36-7, our final score. So for the final time this year, from our broadcast partner, Brendan Smith, our statistician, Mason Mears, and our producer, Trey Bell, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe saying good night and God bless from Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine. This has been a presentation of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.